Hamill just got tossed from this game. Or was it Willson Contreras?
Yeah, I think it was Contreras walking away. Certainly continued to look back. He's saying he didn't say anything. Now he's saying all those things he said he didn't say.
Wow, Ollie's got to hold him back.
Let's get nasty on a Tuesday. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. 201 Your Time Check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. You heard Chip Carey and Brad Thompson on FanDuel Sports Network talking about Willson Contreras' ejection last night. Willson got a little hot under the collar in the Cardinals' walk-off win over the Pittsburgh Pirates. I had no issue with it. I know some people,
Anthony,
are clutching their pearls today about Willson Contreras and how maybe he crossed the line. I don't think so. If you're telling me you're that ticked off in a season in which you are now playing in front of about 14 fans, I want that guy on my team. If you're still getting that pissed off in the middle of another down season for your club, I want you to be on my team. Yeah. I had no issue with that at all.
I had no issue at all. Look, I'm sure we've all been there. I know I've been to that exact spot several times, and you're not really thinking straight. You're so pissed off. And then you get twice as pissed off because it's the ref or the ump, right? Mm-hmm. And you really can't do anything about it. Because if you do, like if you go over and you pop the ump or the ref, like you're done. Like, I mean, whatever league you're playing is going to throw the book at you.
Yeah.
And sometimes the umpires and the referees, they like to even then goad you in a little bit because they know they almost have diplomatic immunity. Mm-hmm. And that makes you more frustrated, makes you angrier because you know you could beat the tar out of the guy, but you're like, yeah, you know. Throwing the bat and stuff like that, I didn't love that. I didn't love throwing the bat. I didn't love throwing the gum and all that stuff. That was just kind of like, yeah, you know.
A little over the top.
A little over top. But him turning around, getting mad, then Ollie having to hold him, and he's still mad. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I wish all of my teammates had that kind of jam. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't mean you just go get thrown out every game, but he had a reaction to something he thought was not right.
Yeah.
And he went after it. Like I said, the bat and the gum could do without, but the rest I was just fine with.
Yeah, I don't like that Brant Brown got hit, Carey, but I mean,
he didn't. He barely flinched. By the way,
I thought it was Daniel Descalso. Who got hit?
No, it was Brant Brown.
Was it Brant Brown?
I think it was Brant Brown.
Why is he out there?
Well, he was trying to stand in between all of it.
Shouldn't have been standing there.
He shouldn't have been standing there. For me, I didn't have an issue with any of it. I think, and I'm not there, obviously. We're not on the field. We're not there in that moment. But I think players usually get frustrated when they're walking away and the umpire or the referee in basketball or the official, throws a flag or throws you out or gives you a penalty for walking away, tease you up as you're walking away. I'm moving myself away from the argument. I'm not arguing with you. I'm walking away. I can say whatever the hell I want to say. A, you don't know who I'm talking to. B, I'm literally walking away from you and my back is to you. So I think that's probably what set Willson off. The bat issue, he wasn't trying to. You're frustrated. I will say this, and I know this personally. I usually tell people, when I get to that point, don't grab me. Go grab him. Don't grab me, grab him. Because and that's not a situation where you're going to get punched in the face because the umpire isn't going to do that. But in general situations, if we're about to fight, don't grab me. Because if I get punched in the face while you're grabbing me, then me and you got a problem.
Right.
Totally agree with that.
So don't grab me. But the only issue I did have is with the bucket of gum because now other people got to clean it up.
Yeah.
It's a waste of gum too, Carey.
The gum can go right in the back in the bucket. It didn't, it's in a wrapper. They still chewed that gum. But someone else had to clean it up. And I'm sure Willson probably apologized to those guys, those young men that had to clean it up and the coaches that had to go out there and help clean it up. But this is nothing, man. It's sports. People get frustrated. People are passionate about what they do. People don't want to lose. They don't want to strike out. And he said, yeah, it was a strike. It was a good call. So I'm not certain that he's talking to the umpire as he's walking away. But then sometimes officials, umpires, referees put themselves into that space by saying, oh, you're out of here. Oh, that's a penalty. Technical foul. Like, Man, leave me the hell alone. Let me argue with myself as I walk away from you.
Even if you're arguing with the call. So hear me out, because this used to happen all the time. And I remember when I was a young player breaking into the NHL, you had certain refs that would call a penalty that they knew you were pissed off about, and they would skate over to the penalty box with you and stand there and listen and just waiting for you to say the words that they don't like, and then give you an unsportsmanlike or throw you out of the game. The best referees in the game were like Carey, Fraser, Don Koharski. They'd give you your penalty, skate right over the box, tell them what the penalty call was, and then just keep skating down to the far end.
Because it's not about
they already know
them.
you're mad.
Yeah.
And you're like, you know what? I don't need to give him another penalty. He got his penalty. I'm going to go down here. He's not going to stop and yell at me because I'm too far away. So last night, the ump isn't happy with Contreras, who says something walking to the dugout.
Correct.
What he should have done is take off his mask, lean down,
and
clean
walk
off
the other way. He could have walked towards
the plate, show his back,
walk
to
the other way,
whatever, and just get past it. Mm-hmm. We get a bad take here from the 910. It just is a bad take. It says Contreras acted like a badass once the coaches were in between him and the ump. Do you want someone who throws bats at people on your team? The Cards need to use this as a reason to get out of the contract. Okay, 910. Couple things. One, nobody wants people on their team throwing bats at other people. We said that's.
Some things you went too far.
I didn't like that. And you didn't act like a badass once the coaches were in there. He was shoulder and chest to chest with the ump when Ollie was trying to peel him off of the umpire.
Ollie got to get in the weight room if you want to do that, man.
Ollie had a pretty good grip on him.
He did, but he lost it very quickly when Willson gave him a little shove, a little shake. He had to come up.
Big
that's why I said if you're gonna engage and interact, you gotta get in the weight room a little bit. Yeah. Now, I'm sure Ollie's strong, but he ain't Willson.
A little bit like
strong.
A bug off the windshield.
Yeah.
You know. Carey, you're absolutely right. I didn't like the fact that the one kid had to pick up the gum and things like that. Hopefully Contreras circles back today.
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did.
Guys,
put some money in his pocket.
Is different. Have you ever had Thai chew?
Oh no.
Oh my. It's
I had what?
So good.
Thai chew.
Oh.
It's Thai gum.
Thai chew.
You get that at the dispensary?
No.
I was wondering where they had that. Maybe that's the problem. They've been chewing that all year.
It's too mellow. You get that high chew out of there.
Get that out of there.
But Carey, I agree with you on that. Going back, I don't know if this is the 910 who's saying this, but there are people, there are fans who love it when managers get all fired up. They love it when it's Lou Piniella or Billy Martin or whoever, and we celebrate the legendary tirades. We romanticize about these meltdowns. And then we demand that guys like Ollie Marmol, hey, you also got to get fired up too, right? Like, you have to show that you care. Then you some people criticize the players for showing the same fire.
Yeah.
Like, you can't celebrate passion when it's convenient to you and then demand that somebody like Contreras be stoic the rest of the time. It's a double standard.
Yeah. Or it depends on the specific player. Because some players, that's passion. And then some players he's a jerk.
Right.
It's all coming from the same place. I prefer, instead of throwing bats on the field or throwing gum on the field, what was it, Lloyd McClendon, when he took the base? Take a base. You can't play the damn game. I know you got more bases back there. Go get it.
Ricky Henderson used to take those bases all the time.
Well, that was different. Yeah, but when you take the base and just walk off. Yeah. I'm not here. I don't give a damn. You figure it out. I don't care how long it takes. Take the base.
Guys, Grant Francis Fan Club is an active participant in our text line. I want to read this off and tell me what you think. It says, why are you guys going out of your way to defend this clown? He's been nothing but a baby, a loser, and a bad teammate since he got here. Guys,
Miles?
Yeah, no. He's talking about Contreras.
No. Is that Miles Michaelis?
Oh, it might be Grant. Yeah, it might be.
Is that Jack Flaherty texting that?
It might be. I'm just sorry, Grant Francis Fan Club. That's just a bad take. Out of all the guys who have been in that clubhouse, Contreras has been the consummate teammate. When all the pitchers were throwing him under the bus and saying that they don't want to pitch and he can't call a game and all this stuff, he said nothing. And when you wanted to move him to first base, he said nothing.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I don't understand the bad teammate. A loser? I don't know if he's a loser. He's got a World Series ring. He's been one of your most productive guys at the plate in every year that he's been here.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Baby? I don't know him well enough to call him a baby or not. I don't. I'm not going to pretend I do.
I don't think I watch the same games as some people. Like, I think we have alternate television.
We do.
Like games on different...
But I'm surprised because Grant Francis
weird.
He has good takes, usually. This one's just off.
I just feel like, bad teammate since he got here. You would have to give me an example of him being a bad teammate because I don't know what that is or what that looks like for him. I don't know what you consider a bad teammate at all. So I think that's that's something internal maybe, but that's kind of weird. A baby, again, don't know where that is. A loser, I mean, they all have been losing. Don't know if he's a loser, but it's kind of strange that and Eddie Money I think said the same thing. He has been. It is. He's a drama queen. Where? Like how? If you haven't competed in any sport or on any level, or if you have, I'm sure that there's a level of passion. If you've been hit by a baseball, even as a child, it hurts and you get pissed off. And the older you get, the faster the baseballs are going, they probably hurt a lot more. So if you're saying he's a drama queen because he gets hit by a pitch and he's pissed off, okay, you stand there and take a 97-mile fastball to the arm or to the leg. Like, to me, that's strange. I don't know.
You know who else did this type of stuff?
Yachty?
Yeah.
Yachty, I was just about to say, people would say, if that was Yachty or Molina last night, the city would be like, the number 4 jerseys would be gone today.
Right.
Justice for Yachty. This umpire stinks.
They'd also be winning, which is
I don't know.
one of the biggest issues here.
Even Yachty wouldn't be able to call a great game all the time for
Some of these pitchers would have no choice or no chance.
You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do?
Win.
With all that,
With Yachty. That's Jamie Rivers. Jamie, perfect segue, I think. I want you to tease this because this next guest, we're all fired up for.
Yeah.
Take it away.
Former number 7 for your St. Louis Blues. Father of 2 of the biggest stars in the NHL. Keith Tkachuk up next right here on 101 ESPN.
Make sure that you get out to Auto Centers Nissan out in Herculaneum, Missouri before the end of the month. They've got their It's Out of This World and In Your Driveway sales event where you could take advantage of 0% APR for 60 months, 0 down and no payments for 3 months on 2025 Rogues, Pathfinders, and Muranos, all built in the United States, all priced to move with massive dealer discounts. If you haven't seen the Nissan Murano, the 2025 Murano, right now I'm in a completely blacked out version, and it is sleek. I love it. I love the way it drives. I love the look of it. If you're looking for more room, though, my wife drives a Pathfinder, and we certainly love the Pathfinder as well. If you're shopping used, they've got you covered. 0 down and no payments for 3 months on a huge lineup of quality pre-owned vehicles, all at Auto Centers Nissan. Plus, every new Nissan comes with their exclusive lifetime warranty and a 30-day return promise. Again, only at Auto Centers Nissan. Check them out online at autocentersnissan.com. When you do head out to Herculaneum, tell them Stalter sent you. It's Auto Centers Nissan. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Let's head to the Collier and Thompson phone line. Talk to one of our favorites. It's Big Walt, Keith Tkachuk, who joins us right now. Big Walt, we appreciate you joining us as always. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, guys.
Good. Hey, Walt, always great to talk to you, my friend. Big news today. Your thoughts on Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift?
Oh, yeah. I was ecstatic. You know, anytime I hear two lovebirds getting engaged. Come on, will you guys?
Hey, buddy, I do have to talk to you. I've been wanting to talk to you since all of this kind of happened with the EA Sports NHL game. I mean, how friggin' awesome was that you're able to be on the cover with your two boys? And, you know, how did that all come about? Because that's the first time they've ever done anything like that.
Well, you know what? I'm more of a throw-in. I think that was basically Matthew adding me on with Brady, obviously. So it was pretty cool. I mean, you know, things have been really good the last few years with everything that's going on with the, you know, getting married, grandkids, and then Matthew winning the Stanley Cup, and then to top it off with doing something special with my boys and being added to that cover was, you know, incredible. I mean, I remember when the kids were playing those video games when they were really young. Now they're on that video game. So it was pretty cool, and it was fun. We had to keep it quiet while it was being done, and then obviously they made the announcement, and it's hilarious. I think it's great.
So, Walt, I have a question. I often wonder this with parents who have multiple children, you know, playing in a league like the NHL. Your kids get to play against each other, and we see Peyton Manning and Eli Manning playing against each other, but they don't have a chance to hit one another. What is the thought process as you're sitting there watching your boys competing against one another, knowing that they are both extreme competitors and knowing that they're trying to win that game for their team?
Well, my first thought is, what is Matthew going to do to piss Brady off? And then Brady losing his mind. I've been to a couple of those games where they played, and I remember one game I went to, they both got kicked out. It's always interesting when they play each other. They love each other, but they seem to get, you know, things going whenever they play each other. Not against each other personally, but to the other teammates, you know. So it's interesting to watch them, but I enjoy every moment I can, you know, I'm able to get to see them play.
Hey, Walt, I got to go back to the Four Nations here for a bit because I don't think we've had a chance to chat since that. Carey actually was at my house. We were watching the games, the Four Nations and all that, and then all hell breaks loose. Matthew and Brady have this group chat going. They got it reminded me a lot, Walt, no doubt, of the World Cup back in, 96 when USA and Canada, and you guys, I mean, every shift there was bloodshed. And so your thoughts about that? Did you know it was going to happen? And then once it started to happen, what were you thinking?
Well, I had no idea what was going on. And obviously when I heard the starting lineups, I'm thinking, all right, I know Matthew's going to do something. And then you still don't know. But then when you see who they lined up, and then you can actually visibly see, you know, we're in the stands, and I actually said to Chantel, something's going to happen here. I could just tell the way Matthew was circling. And she goes, and you know, she had no clue what's going on. You know, she's just there to in heaven watching it. And it happened, and then my heart was racing because you never want to see your boys or anybody get hurt. And then when that was done, I look at her, I go, I'm watching Brady's reaction. I'm like, it's not done yet. So, you know, and so I mean, it was electric. I mean, that atmosphere, you know, when we played, Rivs, we used to take the team bus, go underneath. You don't see what's actually happened, what the regular fan goes through. We walked in just like everybody else to that game. It was electric. It was just unreal. The atmosphere, the place was packed in warm-ups. It was just so, and being in a historical building like, you know, where Montreal plays, it was just incredible to be a part of that. I mean, it was just and the place went berserk. But it was fun. It was good.
Keith Tkachuk joining us right now on the Fast Line on 101 at ESPN. Big Walt, you've got a daughter and two boys. I've got a daughter and two boys, so you and I basically the same. In so many ways.
He's an Aries, too.
Oh, well, there you go. So, Walt, yeah, my question is, now my boys are younger. How would I get both boys to the NHL? I got my notebook out. Can we Just what are some things that you did, that you went through? I know Jamie's camp came in at one point. So just other than that, how do I raise 2 pro hockey players?
Oh, wow, it's going to be awfully tough with a non-athletic person like yourself.
Who told you?
Damn, he knows you well.
I'm only kidding. That's great. I think it's, you know what, I miss those days of going to, the soccer fields or, watching them play different sports. That's the best time in life. You better enjoy it.
No, I definitely will. But in all seriousness, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of parents listening, right? So when you were maybe coaching the boys, or you're observing them being coached, and your daughter's a hell of an athlete as well, so you went through this with your daughter. But when you're when you see that they have a little bit of talent, especially in today's age where you got all these different personal trainers and everybody's reaching for your money, how difficult was it to just say, hey, let them be kids? Eventually, if they become pros, and they become pros, but I want them to be kids first.
Yeah, you have to be. You have to do what kids do. You have to enjoy life. You have to, you want your kids to play different sports. First of all, you meet different kids, and it helps you in a lot of areas just to learn different sports. But, they got to want to do it too. I mean, you don't want to force kids to do something they don't want to do. If they love it, then we were committed to doing absolutely everything for them if they wanted to do it and they worked hard. You don't know at the age of 10 or 12 or 14 or 15. We were just hoping maybe someday they got to play, a chance to play college hockey. We didn't know.
Sure.
People have big dreams and push their kids too much. You just gotta see what they want to do, and if they work at it, then you try to give them the resources to help them get better. But they worked at it. They watched a lot of hockey, and every morning when they woke up before school, they would put on an NHL network to see the highlights. I mean, but being around the rink has helped them. But they worked their butts off to get where they are today.
Yeah, well, that's the one thing I always say about your boys, especially, and I know Taryn works her ass off too, but having had the chance to work with both Matthew and Brady and people ask me around town all the time, what would they like with this kid? I'm like, they were relentless. Like, they never wanted to stop working. From the moment they got on the ice till the Zambonis driving around, they're still flipping pucks into the bucket. They're competing at little games that they've done. So that's really the biggest thing, is these 2 kids just love the sport of hockey.
Yeah, I mean, they had each other. I mean, they're 20 months apart. So when they weren't at hockey practice or when they finished their homework, they were outside in the driveway playing, roller hockey, and then obviously one of them came in chasing the other one, but I think it was critical. They had each other. They pushed each other. They had somebody to play with all the time, no matter what. And I think it's great. And they even had Taryn out there playing. So it was fun. It's just weird seeing how fast it's gone by, but they worked their tails off to get there. And that's why I'm so proud of them. They're living their dream. They know how to handle themselves away from the rink. They're very polite. What you see on the ice is not how they are off the ice. They're polite to people. They love the trainers. They love the people who work at the buildings. They treat everybody with respect, and that's more important to me than being a good hockey player.
Well, you couldn't be more right. I tell people all the time, the way you and Chantal have raised all of your kids is incredible. And I'll tell you this, Walt, I may have told you this before, but when Ashton and Braden were young, I used to tell them, you need to learn from Matthew and Brady how to act around adults. Please, thank you, yes sir, no sir, all this stuff, because your kids really set the bar high at the youth level. And I know I follow their careers and know them well now, and I know how they operate in the adult world. But it started when they were just running around the rinks and they were being super respectful to everybody.
Yeah, they picked up a lot of great things at the rink, but they also picked up some bad things at the rink, too. Don't let your mother hear. Don't tell your mother what guys are saying.
Don't tell your mother what Mr. Rivers said.
Especially at school, too.
Hey, Walt, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk to you a little bit about the Blues here. Look, Robert Thomas, he's right now currently, I believe, at the Canadian Olympic camp there for the summer skates and whatnot. Watching him over the last couple of years has been a really fun time, seeing him evolve as more and more of that all-around player. What do you think Blues fans can expect this year out of Robert Thomas? And just personally, you watching him, I know you love him as a player, but what's the ceiling like for him?
He is a phenomenal hockey player. He checks a lot of boxes. He's an elite number one center. He's working to become even better. He's growing up. He's still a young kid. And he hasn't even hit his prime yet. I really like what we're doing, surrounding him with guys around the same age, and I like what he's got moving forward. And I think him being at this camp is huge for him, for confidence-wise. He belongs there, and I really hope he makes the team. But he's one of the leaders on our team. You know, you expect him to go out and lead by example, and he had a great year last year, and I expect him to be even better this year. But he's gonna drag the guys into it. He's got so many great qualities, and he's a great kid. So I hope, you know, he keeps moving forward, and I expect big things from him and our team next year.
Well, you started your career in the early 90s, and obviously the game has changed drastically from that time to now. Are there things that you like about the game now that you or things that you don't like about how it's played now? How do you view it from when you broke in 91, 92 to what they're doing right now?
Well, as Rivs can tell you, I mean, it was rope-a-dope back then. There was a lot of hooking and holding. It was meaner.
Attempted murder, Walt.
Yeah, I mean, it was prison rules. You know, as I said, guys like Chris Pronger should be doing time right now.
Wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. He'd be out on parole soon.
He should be up in Leavenworth. You know, but now with that being said, these guys are bigger, stronger, faster, and better. And the game is better right now. How exciting is it to watch a hockey game? And, you know, the speed of the game, you know, the one thing I hate, and I'll always hate this, and I hate when my own kids do it, I hate when they score and go down the line. I hate that.
Oh, that's the biggest pet peeve for Walt.
Despise that. I think it's terrible. We all get excited when we score. You have to skate by their bench, the other team's bench, and go down and give high fives. I never liked that. I hated it. I didn't like it, and I still don't like it.
I remember when I came back here, you're laughing. I came back here in, I think it was 06, 07. Walt was here, and one of the young kids, I forget who it was, Walt, but they went down the line. Walt said, the next time he scores, don't anybody stand up and high five him.
I only did that my last game ever because the guys made me do it. But honestly, if I was on the bench and somebody scored, I'd pull my hand back. I don't know. Maybe it's just has been past player, but I just didn't like it. I'm excited when we score, but I just don't like when guys go on the line. I just never liked it.
Well, to continue with just along the lines of scoring goals, there's a young kid last year, Zach Bolduc, scored 19 goals, kind of busted out, ended up with a really good season, and you know the kid very well, just like I do. He's an unbelievable kid, very coachable, hard worker, all that stuff. You know, how hard is it to lose a guy like that? And maybe explain to some of the Blues fans who don't understand, you know, why the trade was made and what the potential is for a Logan Mailloux.
Yeah, I don't think any trade you make, you got to give it time. I mean, you know, when Bolduc came out of junior, he was a great goal scorer. But what I like about Boldy is he developed a two-way game and played hunts pucks and was physical. But, you know, we're getting a little thin with, you know, aging guys on defense, and I'm sure Doug felt it was a move that was necessary to get some younger D-men who are ready right now. And I don't know a lot about Blue, but I've seen him play in junior. He's a big kid who's got great offensive skill, and he can skate. So I think it's a good trade for both teams. Both teams were in need of that position, and it worked out well. And time will tell down the line. But, you know, big defensemen are hard to come by these days.
Oh, well, look, I appreciate you coming on, man. It's always great to talk to you. Lots of things to celebrate with the Tkachuk family. Brady's got the baby, so Grandpa Walt is running around. Matthew just got married. Obviously, Stanley Cup parties and Taryn and all her success. So thanks a lot for coming on. Say hi to the whole crew for me, please.
Yeah, you do the same, Rivs. Thanks for having me, fellas.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Thanks, Walt. We'll see you. That's Keith Tkachuk here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
He's such a beauty. God love him.
That's funny. He is funny.
I'm not joking. He got so ticked off at the flyby. So we call the flyby.
Yeah.
He said, what are you doing that for? No. Like, act like you've been there before type thing.
Yeah.
He gets so mad. If he scores again, nobody gets up. Nobody stand up and high five him.
He wanted to stop it right there.
Stop that dead right there. That's just great. So it's funny
like it.
because he's like, I don't know why I hate it. I just do.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
It is.
Yeah, he owns it. All right, NFL 4 Downs next on the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. Alec Burleson powers the Cardinals to a 7-6 victory last night over the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Cardinals will take on the Pirates once again tonight. Andre Palante on the mound, going up against Mitch Keller. First pitch is at 6:45. We have NFL 4 Downs coming up next, right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
All right, you heard Marsh. Time for a little NFL 4 Downs here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
First down.
All right, gentlemen, Terry McLaurin, he gets a new deal. However, Micah Parsons, what's going on with him? Will he play a game this year for the Dallas Cowboys?
Will he ever play for the Cowboys again? This is getting worse. Apparently, they haven't talked since April, like officially. It's just getting weirder by the minute. I don't know what's going on here. I know that the Cowboys only have so much money that they can actually give to Micah Parsons. So, CD, I guess I'll ask you this question. Like, at what point does the player have to realize the team has salary cap and only so much money they can spend?
Well, I mean, that's not really his problem. I mean, the problem is...
Well, it kind of is.
Not
He
really.
wants to have a team around him.
He can hold out and eventually get paid or play the last 6 games and be a free agent next year or franchise tag. Like, the power is ultimately on his side, and we have precedent of
Can
this.
the Cowboys franchise him right now?
No, they have to franchise him after this season.
Okay.
Yeah, because he has to finish out this final year of the contract. But they have precedent of this. We saw Emmitt Smith do the same thing in 92, 93, whatever it was. They started out 0-2. They signed him to a contract because he didn't play. The Cowboys signed him to a huge contract at the time, and they went on to win the Super Bowl. So there's precedent that Jerry Jones will sign the deal. We had the same issue last year, a couple of years ago with Dak Prescott, where they waited till the night before the opening game where he signed his contract. So it's more than likely going to happen, but I think it's getting to the point where the player is probably, we talked about Chris Bryant yesterday, where, you know, when you go through arbitration or go through all of those things, teams not wanting you to play early enough to start your clock, whatever the case may be, you start to piss the player off. And I think you're running into the point now where Micah Parsons is probably very pissed off because the deal that they had in place was just a conversation between him and Jerry. He said, okay, cool. I got this guy that I pay 3% of every dollar that I make. Talk to him. I don't do the deal, but it sounds good to me. But talk to him to iron out the details. Yeah. And Jerry's like, we're not doing that. And so here we are. But I think Micah might sit out a few games. I think it might take 2 or 3 weeks into the season for this to actually get settled, unless that's similar to what you did with Dak, and you go ahead and get it done before the start of the season.
Yeah, I think the irony is what you said. You got this America's Team Netflix documentary out, and one of the things that they talk about is Emmitt Smith, like you just noted, Emmitt Smith holding out, and Jerry eventually coming around as soon as they started losing games. So, I mean, maybe Micah Parsons does the same thing, and history repeats itself, but either way, it doesn't look good. The only thing I would be concerned about if I was Jerry Jones and the Cowboys is Micah Parsons saying, you know what, I'm done with this. The problem is, if you hold out, then you're right back in the same situation.
Well, you wouldn't hold out the entire year. You would hold out
week 11 or whatever,
and play the final 6 games of the year. That way, you get your accredited season.
Yeah. How much would he be fined, though?
Man, you're gonna be fined. You're missing games, so you're getting fined.
Is he not getting fined right now?
Probably. I don't know what the number is. I don't know if it's
like
the $50,000.
I think he was holding in, though.
He's holding in, correct. So he's
there,
injured.
Yeah.
My back hurts.
Yeah.
Really bad. Can't get down in the stands.
So if he misses 10 games.
Yeah, he's still on the team, though. He's still there. He's showing up to practice. He's showing up to meetings, like he's there. And no one can tell you that you're physically unable to play if you're sore, if you're hurt. Right? That becomes
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I don't know how that all works out, but all he needs to do is play in the final 6 games. And again, he might not even have to do that if he's there. Technically, he's on the roster. They haven't suspended him, so it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. They made a big scene about him laying on the trainer's table. Who the hell cares?
Yeah.
Like the table was there.
Right.
You get bored during a game that you're not playing in, you probably lay down for a second, you pop back up. That was weird. People find the weirdest things to be mad about.
Very true.
Second down.
All right, guys. Joe Mixon. He will be missing the first 4 games of the season. We know that Nick Chubb was signed in the offseason. What does this mean, though, for the young C.J. Stroud?
Well, if Nick Chubb comes back and he's several years removed now from the nasty injury, or a year and a half, then I don't think there's any issue here. I don't think there might be a drop off, but it's not like Joe Mixon with Saquon Barkley. He's a really good back. He's a really good back. And
he is.
He had a run mid-season last year that was solid, but Nick Chubb was at one point one of the better running backs in the league. So if the drop off isn't that bad, I don't see any reason to think the Texans are going to take a step back.
I think the concern with Nick Chubb is you don't really know how well he's healed from that. I mean, it was a terrible knee injury. It looked like one of those knee injuries that could be career-ending, end up not being as bad as it was, but he tore, I think, pretty much every ligament in his knee and was unable to go back to Cleveland. They didn't want to bring him back. He signed in Houston. If he's unable to, be that lead back that he was, I wonder what that means for C.J. Stroud. Now you got a box of, you got a light box because everybody is dropping back into pass coverage. It makes life a little bit more difficult for you if you're not able to run the ball, well enough. So it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out in terms of how it impacts C.J. Stroud. Now, and I like Joe Mixon. I think he didn't get used well enough when he was in Cincinnati. I thought Houston brought him over, and they actually used him in the manner in which they should have, giving him more carries, giving him more opportunities. But him being banged up for these 4 weeks at least could be concerning for the Houston Texans.
Third down.
All right, gentlemen, make or break year for some of these quarterbacks. Caleb Williams, Bryce Young, and Justin Fields. Is this a make or break season for these 3 guys?
I certainly feel that way about Fields.
Yeah.
He's been bounced around now a few times. I think that this is his last real opportunity before he just becomes a backup quarterback for the rest of his tenure in the NFL.
Yep. I think Fields is number 1 on that list in terms of make or break. Caleb Williams isn't there yet. Bryce Young is at least knocking on the door.
Going into his 3rd season, like you this is the time.
That team's just been so bad.
Yeah, but you have to make a decision as a front office member. 1, are you going to pick up the 5th year of his contract?
Yeah.
2, are you going to start looking for the replacement if he's unable to play at the level you need him? If you can't play at a high enough level, you have to start making plans to go in a different direction. So I think this is a make or break year for him. Caleb Williams, for me, I've said this time and time again, it's the 2nd year. Yeah. It's a new head coach. It's a new offense. He didn't perform extremely poorly last year. It was some clock management issues. There were some bad decisions with the ball at times, holding on to it too long. But they cleaned up the interior line. They got 2 new guards in the center, which should help alleviate some of that pressure up the middle. He got some dogs on the outside that he can get the ball to.
Yeah.
So I agree in that order.
4th down.
All right, gentlemen, speaking of the NFC North, are the Packers the one team flying under the radar this season?
I don't know if they're the only team, but I do feel like the Packers, not a lot of people are talking about the Packers, and they have all the elements. They got a young defense that played well a year ago. Jordan Love was injured for at least 1 game, maybe 2 or 3.
I think he missed one or two.
Malik Willis came in, stepped in, and they won.
Yep.
LaFleur is a very underrated coach, in my opinion. If Jordan Love can play like he did in the middle of the season, because he started to struggle a little bit at the end, the Packers have an opportunity to win that division.
For me, I think they definitely have a chance to win the division, and probably are. If they are as good as I think that they could be, they probably could be in the NFC Championship game. Like, this is one team that I think we've talked about pretty much every other team in that division. You talk about the Bears because of Caleb Williams, all these weapons. You talk about the Lions because of what they've done over the past couple of years. The Vikings, same thing, 14 wins last year, new quarterback, but no one's speaking about the Green Bay Packers to that level. They're talking about every other team in that division except for them. So, it's for me, I do think they have a really good team. You go out and draft Matthew Golden in the first round. Your receivers did a really good job last year, and you add him to the fold. And then you have a good running game. Tucker Kraft at tight end. They got a lot of weapons offensively, and that defense is much better than I think people give them credit for.
All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We've got what's trending for you next.
Price just went up on car insurance? Check us out at carltoninsurance.net.
Anthony, there are signs all around us men as we get older that we're getting older. And it's never fun. But the worst one is low testosterone. And you never know when it's going to hit. It sneaks up on you.
What?
Yeah, I thought I was fine. I thought, man, lots of testosterone running through these veins. It barely registered. When I got my blood panel done at Mentality, which, by the way, is so easy to do, I couldn't believe just how low my actual testosterone was because I felt like I was fine. But then when you start to see the signs of the fatigue always setting in, your workouts, well, I wasn't even working out at the time, so never mind that. But then the weight gain, well, I wasn't helping myself there either. But yes, all of these things lead to low testosterone, and then you see that, and man, it was eye-opening.
Yeah, this isn't me.
Oh, it was?
This is somebody else, right? You got them on the wrong folder? Nope, you're right. It was us, and the test results showed. But look, here's the thing. It's nothing to be scared about. It's nothing to be concerned about. But if you do want to get back to how you were feeling before, which is great, right? Like you're trying to live your best life, go to one of their two locations, one in South County, one in Chesterfield. Mentality's great. They focus on that free testosterone, boosting that. And then what it winds up happening is your mood stabilizes. You got the drive. In fact, even over the summer where I was inconsistent with the gym because of, the different camps for the kids and things like that, all I wanted to do was get back in the gym. I haven't always felt that way. It's like, you know what, forget it, I'm getting older. No, you start to feel like you did when you were younger and you were hungry and you wanted to be the dad who keeps up, the partner who's present, the man that you know you can be. So visit Mentality, either the two locations, or just visit mentalityhealth.com/radio right now, and you can book your appointment. Tell them Jamie and Anthony sent you. It's Mentality.
Hey, St. Louis, are you ready to have an out-of-this-world experience? Well, the future of convenience has landed. Rocket convenience stores are now open. Get ready to fuel your day with hot, fresh coffee, cold drinks, and quick bites for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All topped up with their signature RKT snacks from St. Charles to Fenton, Wood River to Columbia, and everywhere in between. Let Rocket help launch your day. Fast, easy, and convenient. Hurry over to your neighborhood St. Louis Rocket convenience store.
Enter to win for a huge party pack of sliders and fries from Small's Sliders right now at 101ESPN.com. Small's Sliders is famous for serving up the freshest cooked-to-order cheeseburger sliders, crispy seasoned waffle fries, and they have even teamed up with Dr. Pepper for the brand new Dr. Pepper Swirl Shake, available for a limited time. Now with 2 locations in
topics in the sports world?
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
It's time to find out with
What's Trending, brought to you by Elite Comfort Experts. Heating and cooling with no gimmicks, just guarantees. EliteComfortExperts.com.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, it is trending. Jamie alluded to it earlier in the show. It's kind of hard not to talk about it, but I want to go in a different direction. Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, they're engaged now. What are your expectations for Travis Kelce this season, though, with the Chiefs? We've seen a little bit of a drop-off in recent seasons. Team's still really good. They make the Super Bowl. But do you expect this to be his final year? And what are your expectations for Travis Kelce with the Chiefs?
If you'd asked me this, I don't know, right after last season, I would have thought he wasn't coming back this year. Not that he looked disinterested last year. He looked weathered. He looked like an older, big guy trying to keep playing. It wasn't quite the same. And then you add in the extracurriculars of flying all over the world during a bye week and whatnot, and he's meeting, which is fine. Listen, they're in love. You do your thing, chicken wing. I don't care. But all of those things combined made me think, he's got one foot out the door, Then hearing him talk this offseason and hearing that he's been training really hard and knowing that he's been reading the headlines too about people talking about like he's done. Look, he might be. His body may not be able to do it again, but mentally he looks and sounds like he's going into this season with a bit of a chip on his shoulder. And if you've been that good for so long and now you're coming back with a chip on your shoulder and you have the best quarterback in the game with you at the same time, I think he's going to have a good year.
So this will be his age 36 season.
It's a long time
It's
in
a
football.
long time. He has not caught fewer than 92 passes in a season since 2017. He has not. Let me say that again. He has not caught fewer than 92 passes since 2017. Even last year, when everybody's like, "Man, this guy's done," he had 97 receptions. Now, if Rashee Rice is back, and there's some, we don't know if the what's going on with the suspension. Xavier Worthy is taking. He came alive in the Super Bowl. He had his moments throughout the year last year. Maybe Travis Kelce doesn't catch 90 some odd passes again. Or maybe the yardage is low, but he does see a lot of receptions. Yeah. Either way, I think this is his final year.
Okay.
I think the Chiefs will.
Wow.
This will be.
Anthony's
I think
calling.
this is
Chiefs
his
for cutting
swan.
him.
I think this is his swan song. No, they're not going to cut him. I think he's going to retire. Now, my wife, Kristen, also has pointed out that apparently Taylor Swift's number is 13. And I guess this is like his 13th season. So, I don't know.
Numerology,
You can't buy into
Anthony.
that, can you?
Okay, well,
As a man, you can't buy into that, can you?
maybe.
Hey, honey, I'll retire because it's your favorite number?
He might be retiring anyways. And he just says, hey,
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm going to do this
Look,
for
he's
you.
36 years old, and he's a big dude, and he plays a tough position. So the fact that he's still getting around the turf at all out there is pretty impressive.
Very true.
Guys, this is not a great thing to read here, but this is Derek Gould. He put this on X last night. Cardinals announced a ticket sold crowd of 17,675 tonight. That is the smallest in Busch Stadium 3 history, and it is the first time they've sold fewer than 20,000. Is this rock bottom for the Cardinals?
I think it has to be from an
I would say
attendance.
so.
Here's the funny thing, though, that ran through my head, and BK and Ferrari were kind of talking about it too, but I thought about it last night when I started seeing some of these pictures. Like, this is not the finest version of the Cardinals, by any means. It's not, but it's also not the worst version of the Cardinals that we've seen. Just 2 years ago, they were so bad. But here we are now to where there's nobody showing up for these games. And again, I'm not blaming the fans. I haven't been to one game this year. So if you want to turn and point the finger at me like I'm part of the problem, then guess I'm part of the problem. That's fine. I just have no interest in going.
You're not looking at the pride of Lindenwood, Greg Amsinger, so I got no problem with it.
I'm just saying, I don't have interest in any one player or players that makes me get out of my seat to go down to Busch Stadium. And spending money and all that stuff, I know it's expensive, and I'm not treating that lightly. But when I accept to go to a game like that, I accept the consequences of it's going to cost me quite a bit of money.
Sure.
So that's not the reason that I go or don't go. Mm-hmm. But it's alarming to see that fans have just said, screw it. And like the Cardinals are 2 games below 500. It's not a terrible team. It's not great. It's not what we want. But look, go back 2 years ago. They were terrible. They sold off everything. They were awful. Mm-hmm. Over 90 losses that year. Like, this is not the worst version of the Cardinals, yet this is the worst attendance we've seen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So hopefully something changes, man. Maybe once Mo finally packs up that box of his things and cleans off his desk, and Chaim Bloom has that first press conference, which I hope he's well versed for that one, maybe things change.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe. It's going to be a while. It's going to be a while. Oh, I think this is rock bottom. I agree. I think this is rock. But from a like fan standpoint,
from a fan buyout,
yes, yeah,
yeah, they're not buying in.
We have talked about this. I mentioned this like 5 years ago. I said this is going to be a slow trickle, but it will happen if you continue to put out an average product. Eventually, people are going to be like, you know what? I'm good. I don't have to go. I'm not compelled. I'm not compelled to go down to Busch Stadium unless I get free tickets, right? Like that's where fans are right now. So this is the results of a team that did not put out a product that was worthy of seeing. That's it. That is. We can simplify it that way. You walk into a store, you look at what the items are, you're like, man, not for me. You walk out. You don't buy anything. Mm-hmm. That's where we're at right now. Man, it's not for me. So it's gonna take a while for this team to get organized, come back, and start to get the fans back in it. All right. Is this rock bottom? You can also send us your mic drops on this too if you want. So if you want to use the Dobbs Star and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app to send us a mic drop, you can. Our mic drops are presented by Scott Lee Heating Company, so feel free to do that. Does Alec Burleson's development lessen the sting of perhaps Walker and Gorman's low expectations or not meeting expectations? That's next on 101 ESPN.
Cheap, fun.
Let's get dirty this Labor Day weekend with my friends over at Dirt Cheap. They have a lot of fun things going on over there. Prices are marked down, ready for the big weekend. And let's be honest here, Dirt Cheap, that's about the price, not the product. And they're already putting out more things on display that are for sale for the weekend so you can load up, have a great time with friends and family. That's what we're doing at the Rivers House. And I'm headed into the Kisker location on Thursday morning, going to load up everything into the truck and make sure I'm good for the weekend. One thing you can also do with Dirt Cheap is download the Rewards app and you start saving immediately. And they've got great things on there. They've got exclusive bourbon club, which I'm a part of as well. That's a lot of fun. And then sometimes there's raffles for allocated bourbon. You can get in on that by jumping on the app and seeing what's going on. You can also use the app to place a pickup or a delivery order. And you can also place an order on the app for the drive-thru over at the Kisker location. And it's just a lot of fun to use the app. It's super easy. For any more information, though, on anything that you want to know about Dirt Cheap, just get to their website, cheapcheapfunfun.com. It's pretty easy, cheapcheapfunfun.com. Remember that they are your one-stop party shop, and remember to have fun, but please be careful out there.
Golf towards center. That's pretty well hit. At the turn, hit the wall. It's on! Burleson with a walk-off homer.
3:06, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. We got a text late last night. No, not from the Cardinals. From Andrew Marsh. Might as well have been from the Cardinals. Andrew Marsh says, has Alec Burleson reached St. Louis stardom yet? Boy. And this was after, of course, Alec Burleson hit the walk-off home run.
Yeah.
Just a question.
I don't know if he's reached St. Louis stardom yet. Still going to fight you on that one, Marsh.
It's okay.
But does his development lessen the sting of guys like Gorman and Walker not fulfilling expectations. Because if we're going to talk about those guys, which is often, by the way, followed by, well, the Cardinals can't develop anybody. Isn't it fair then to say Alec Burleson and Brendan Donovan and Mason Wynn have developed? Like, just because those guys were former top prospects, they being Jordan Walker and Nolan Gorman, doesn't mean they're guaranteed success.
No, it doesn't. And if you look at Gorman's numbers since June 1st, he's actually hitting the ball really well. His numbers are there. The underlying metrics, even the mainstream ones, are pretty good. So, but we still know what Gorman is. He's the three true outcome player, and I think everybody kind of knew that coming into it anyways. Walker still has work to do. So I guess to be determined for Jordan Walker and Gorman for the most part, because look at how old is Alec Burleson? 27?
27.
27? Gorman's what, 25? So, like, what's Gorman going to be in 2 years? He could either be out of the league or he could be hitting 30 dingers, maybe. So, I look at a guy like Alec Burleson, and, I think the development has been solid for him. But, you know, his development really skyrocketed over the last couple of years, and Ollie Marmol having tough talks with him. They talked about openly, I believe it was last offseason, where he said, Alec Burleson he has to do a lot more work in the offseason. He's got to mature. He's got to, all this stuff. I thought he was a bad guy, but if you don't know, you don't know. And again, that will go back to my question marks surrounding the development from AAA and so on. Like, what are they doing down there so that when the player gets up here, he doesn't know what he's doing? So hopefully that's part of what Chaim Bloom is trying to correct currently right now with the minor league system. But no, I think that when you have players like Donovan and Burleson in particular that get to the major league level that are, I wouldn't say relatively unknown. I'd say for me they were unknown, and they're doing what they're doing to become regular, everyday major leaguers. I think there has to be some credit given to the scouting staff. But again, here's where I'm going to just hold back full credit. Is you might have got lucky with a couple of late rounders, under the radar type guys, but you've missed pretty much with your top end guys for a while now. The only guy that looks like he might actually be fulfilling the prophecy is J.J. Weatherholt. Because Jordan Walker was like going to be the next Albert Pujols. John Mozeliak said that. Last time I seen a player like this was, I don't want to go crazy, but Albert Pujols. Really? That's not Albert Pujols.
So Carey and I did some investigative work. What he said was the rapid ascent of Walker.
Did he say Albert Pujols?
He said the last time I saw an ascent like this was Pujols.
Okay. Yeah. So word it however you want. He used Albert Pujols and Jordan Walker in the same sentence.
And he should be in jail.
No, I'm not saying that. My point is, though, that the scouting staff overall has missed on the high-end picks.
You're right. Yeah.
That's where I would go with it.
I think Alec Burleson he's been outstanding. I don't know and I think this is kind of, what baseball is. It takes time, I think, to mature. Some players are outstanding early on, but I think those are rare. It's few and far between from guys that are 19, 20, 21 years old that break in and just are outstanding. Those guys are phenoms. Those are the Bryce Harpers of the world. Aaron Judge is a phenom, but he took a while, right? It took him some time to get to that point. And same thing here with Alec Burleson. I don't know if we can say I think you got to be I don't know how you define a St. Louis star. You got to be an all-star. Is that a criteria? Is that part of the criteria?
To be a St. Louis star is when somebody says, St. Louis Cardinals, quick, first player you think of.
Albert Pujols.
Current.
Mason Wynn.
Like, that's where I go with it. People
you gotta be more. I know,
Carey. I really thought you were part of it. Like, I thought you were on board.
You just said,
but at the end of the day,
it's your fault.
It's my fault.
It's not mine.
I just said it's my fault.
I was just reiterating it.
No, I know. Go ahead, say it again.
It's your fault.
Thank you very much.
You enjoy that, don't you? There's something about that makes you feel better.
I don't mind being wrong. Fine. Am I being bad?
Oh, Jamie. I don't even know where to go from here. I think to some people, it doesn't take much to be a star. and it doesn't take much to be a St. Louis Star to some people.
Was Matt Adams a St. Louis Star? He had a nickname.
I think to
cool
Marsh.
nickname.
I think to Marsh he
I don't
was.
think he ever.
So then Burley is Matt Adams.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is that a comparable
Marshy,
that you would accept?
That's actually a really good comp.
Marsh.
Both lefties, too.
For me, yeah. Now, Burleson needs some more big-time hits.
Oh, he just had a walk-off homer, Marshy. What do you want from
Matt
the guy?
Adams had one of those in
the playoffs?
You have to do it in the playoffs.
He had a huge home run in the
you
playoffs.
have to make the playoffs.
You got to get there first.
You're
You
right.
can't have that moment unless you got a good enough team.
Marsh, how many St. Louis Stars do you think there are right now?
With the Cardinals or just
let's
all
just with the
sports?
Cardinals.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I will say right now, I don't think Alec Burleson is a St. Louis Star yet.
Whoa.
I didn't say he was last year. I said that he will be.
You said he would be.
He would be one by this year. Unfortunately, I don't know if that's the case just yet.
And he's having a good year.
He is having a good year.
What happened? What's wrong?
Maybe I thought that he would have a better year, and the Cardinals would be maybe
So you
slightly
expected
better.
more.
You expected more from Burley.
Well, here's the thing. When you're not playing in big games, you can't really have big moments.
Very true.
So.
True. I mean, games don't get any bigger than the Pirates last night either. That was a pretty big moment.
Yeah, fighting for the cellar.
Revenge spot, too, against Oviedo.
Even
though you traded him.
Alec Burleson is a player that I trust. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how many players on this team that I particularly trust.
Got it. Okay.
So maybe that's the new criteria. Maybe he's not a St. Louis Star. He is a player that I trust.
Oh, boy.
The bar is low.
Anybody have any more questions?
Nope.
Okay. I'm good.
Yeah.
Our NFL division previews continue next, or maybe not.
I'm getting word from the man in the chair that the lineup is out.
The lineup game next on 101 ESPN.
Have you ever thought about investing in farmland? I never thought about it either until I talked to Chris Bronner, who's the founder over at AgVest. And he informed me that people like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Shad Khan, all of these guys are investing in U.S. farmland. What is the reason behind it? Steady returns, long-term growth, and real stability. So when that stock market is up and down and all around and you're stressing out, you don't need to be. If you're owning farmland, you're going to get that year after year, those returns, and year after year, the appreciation of the land and all of that stuff that's involved with it. And AgVest is the company for you to use to get hooked up with that. They've helped leading financial institutions manage over $900 million in farmland. They're also licensed in 10 states. And if you own farmland, AgVest can help you. It can help you maximize the value of that with full service management from sourcing and diligence to rent and tenant selection. And again, all you have to do is call the founder, Chris Bronner at 618-520-7022. That's 618-520-7022. Or you can always visit agvestadvisors.com. Buy land. They're not making it anymore.
All right, time to play a lineup game here in the Fast Lane on 101 to ESPN. Cardinals, Pirates tonight, Busch Stadium. And people are fired up because it'll be Mitch Keller versus Andre Palante.
I mean, that's pretty much Scherzer Kershaw.
In its heyday.
That's what I'm saying.
In their prime.
Even now.
Yeah.
What?
Okay. Lars here.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, show us Lars Nootbaar.
International superstar.
Watch out, they're running any walls or anything.
Mason Wynn?
No.
I think Herrera's back in the lineup.
I think Herrera's back.
Oh.
So if he's back, I would think that...
Ivan Herrera.
Oh, Ivan.
Yeah. Show us Ivan Herrera.
Oh, Yvonne? That's a French-ass name, Yvonne. Yeah, my little croissant. Little cheese on my croissant.
Show us St. Louis future star Alec Burleson.
I thought I told you I'm a star.
You're already acting like you're a star, and we haven't even opened yet.
All right, so is Contreras in the lineup?
Heck yeah, he's in the lineup.
I haven't read a suspension or anything.
I haven't seen one either.
I think we run it back with Big Willie.
Yes.
All right, show us Contreras.
You don't know how to play first base.
Yeah, baby.
It's not that hard. Tell him, watch.
It's incredibly hard.
Hey, anything worth doing is.
Would this be Mason Wynn?
Yes. Unless it's Gorman.
Who's on the bump?
Mitch Keller.
He's a righty, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Could be Gorman here. Gorman's hitting the ball pretty good, too.
What do you think, Carey?
I don't know. I mean, it's either Wynn or Gorman. I have no clue.
What does your Huevos Rancheros say?
Well, I was thinking Wynn, and then Jamie mentioned Gorman.
Go with Wynn.
And I was...
What does your head say?
A lot.
That's a good point. There's a lot of different voices in there, Anthony. That's an unfair question.
Jamie, what do you say?
I'm going to go with Carey.
All right. Carey?
Show us Mason Wynn.
No.
Jamie, you got to be better than that, man.
I do blame myself for that. All right, show us Nolan Gorman.
Swing Serenade is brought to you by Gorman's.
Dingers! Hang me a curve and I will hit. Dingers!
Now, Carey.
Show us Mason Wynn.
Second! Bring me that arm!
Is it Walk It Like It's Hot here? At 7?
Or Sajasi. It's either Sajasi or Walker.
So let's go over this. So we don't have a center fielder yet, unless Newt is playing center field. Burley is going to be your left fielder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a DH.
So we still need an outfielder, though.
Got a first baseman playing first base. We got a catcher playing first base.
Yeah, we got a catcher DHing. So we still need a second baseman, an outfielder, and a catcher. So I think
Sajasi.
I think it's going to be Church. I think Walker's out.
Okay. So Sajasi here, though.
Sajasi here.
All right. Show us Thomas Sajasi.
Richard, do I have a mark on my face? It really hurts.
Nope, nothing. I thought I hit you on the shoulder.
My shoulder doesn't hurt very much, but my face does.
Is it Poso here or Pajes?
Probably Pajes.
It's usually 2 out of every 3 Pajes, right? So Pajes played last night. Poso got the game before, so odds are you would be Pajes.
Yes. Go for it.
I feel like it's Poso, though. Poso catches Palante a lot.
All right, then go with Poso.
Show us Poso.
I'm sorry. It's wrong.
I overthought it, guys. My bad.
Sure. Pedro Pajes.
You are so
All right,
wrong.
guys.
Okay, hang on.
This is Walker, then.
Yeah. Hang on. Who the hell's catching then tonight?
Well, whoever it is.
They're going to bat him 9?
Yeah.
Or is Contreras catching tonight? Because they want him closer to the umpire.
Contreras is not catching.
He requested that to be closer to the umpire.
I think this is the walk show.
All right, go for it.
Show us Jordan Walker.
Die for every ball. It's boring otherwise, plus it looks harder. The most important play in right field is what I like to call the janitor throw. Guaranteed out every time. I call it the janitor throw because it cleans up that are trying to take an extra base on you.
All right, so we're back to the Poso Pajes thing, right?
Yeah. I think I can help with the whole Pam thing.
Yeah. What do you think, Carey?
I would be surprised if Ivan Herrera's catching.
That would be a nice plot twist.
I think you're right that Poso typically catches Palante.
He does.
I would go Poso.
All right, let's go.
Show us Poso.
Poso.
Where did this come from?
In an investigation, details matter.
That's you, Jamie. I just believed in you. That's all I had to do.
I appreciate the belief.
Marshy, run that thing.
All right, leading off in center field, Lars Nootbaar. Batting second, the DH, Ivan Herrera. Batting third, in left field, your St. Louis Star. In the future, Alec Burleson. Cleanup hitter, first baseman, Willson Contreras. Batting fifth, third baseman, Nolan Gorman. Batting sixth, the shortstop, Mason Wynn. Batting seventh and playing second base is Thomas Sajasi. Batting eighth in right field is Jordan Walker. And batting ninth, catching, Joel Poso.
Back. Stay fair! Stay fair! Go fair! I don't believe what I just saw!
Home run.
Nobody had St. Louis Star.
No.
Alec Burleson.
Nope.
I'm going to stay in my lane here. Even though he didn't hit one last night, he is seeing the ball very well, and he's hitting it very hard. I'm going to stay with Nolan Gorman, please.
Give me Willson Contreras.
Come on, dude.
Sorry, that's a good one.
I apologize.
I don't feel that you mean it.
Channeling anger.
You said Gorman?
I did.
All right. Give me Newt. I'll take Newt.
Well, I have to take Burleson now.
Yes, you do.
You guys left him for me. Give me Alec Burleson.
You were begging for it, so we gave him to you. All right. NFL Division Preview, NFC West, next on 101 ESPN.
Hey, it's Carey Davis, and if you're in the market for a new vehicle, then you need to look no further than my good friends over at Genesis of St. Charles. They are the #1 Genesis dealership in Missouri for 2025. They're Missouri's first and only standalone Genesis dealership. Let them introduce you to the sweet life of benefits at their luxury service outlet, their state-of-the-art facility located at 5601 Veterans Memorial Parkway in St. Peters, right off of Mid Rivers Mall and Highway 70. They have a large selection of new Genesis models in stock ready for you to take home today. If you don't see the color you want, the model you want, they can help you find it, and they can help you get taken care of. Every purchase comes with 3 years of complimentary Genesis service valet, must be within 125 miles. That means complimentary vehicle pickup and delivery plus a loaner vehicle at no additional cost. You can schedule it all easily online. Again, if you're in the market for something new, Genesis of St. Charles can give you a test drive and bring it to life for you. They are closer than you think. Stop by today for exclusive in-store offers. If you're busy, don't have time, your schedule won't allow you to get in there, visit them online. It's easy. Go to genesisofstcharles.com. Again, that's genesisofstcharles.com.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. We just got done playing the lineup game as the Cardinals take on the Pittsburgh Pirates tonight. Mitch Keller on the mound for the Pirates. Andre Palante on the mound for the Cardinals. First pitch tonight is at 6:45. If you missed anything from today's show, including our interview with Keith Tkachuk, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page and you'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. We are going to continue our NFL division preview, and this time we're heading to the NFC West. We'll discuss that division next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
Time to go around the NFL with a Fast Lane season preview of the NFC West.
All right, you heard the big voice there. We are going to break down the NFC West. Is this our last preview here, Marsh? Are we wrapping up?
One more after this, and that would be the AFC West.
Okay, well, that makes sense.
Which we'll do on Thursday.
It's going to be one of the tougher divisions to break down. This one may be interesting, too. So we always start from the last team and work our way up from what it was a year ago. So the 49ers finished 6-11 last year.
That's so weird.
They dropped their final 4 games. We know that the Christian McCaffrey health situation was bad, but it kind of started off rocky when you think about the Brandon Ayuk holdout, the injuries that started to mount throughout the course of the year. It was off kilter for the 49ers from the start. I think everybody's believing that it's just going to automatically be a bounce back year for the Niners. But do you buy that, Jamie?
I do, for a couple of reasons. One, it's all going to depend on Christian McCaffrey, how he looks, how he feels. I mean, training camp is one thing and whatnot, but when you get starting to play again, and he's kind of had an injury-plagued career, which I feel bad for because it's been that way for him. Yeah. But if he's good to go, Brock Purdy is going to be just fine. Kyle Shanahan, they got George Kittle, Bosa. They still have a really good roster. Mm-hmm. They do. Do I think they have a Super Bowl contending roster? I don't believe that to be true, but I sure do believe that they're better than 4th place in the NFC West. I see them challenging the Rams, depending on Stafford's status, of course. Mm-hmm. Maybe the Seahawks are probably more of the conversation. I see the 49ers challenging for the division on this upcoming season.
So here's what we know about the 49ers. They have one of the best coaching staffs in the league. Kyle Shanahan speaks for himself offensively. Players seem to really like playing for him. And Robert Saleh's back. Say what you want about Saleh as a head coach. Didn't work out with the Jets.
Tremendous defensive.
Absolutely. But he's fantastic when it comes to calling a defense. So he's back. So you got a little, while it's not continuity from year to year, it's continuity that, these guys are still on the roster. Many of them know what Robert Saleh is all about. Mm-hmm. I think the 49ers do reclaim the NFC West.
Oh, look at that.
We'll get to the Rams, but for me, if Christian McCaffrey and Trent Williams and Brock Purdy, they're all back, they're all healthy. Nick Bosa, if he stays healthy, I realize that you've got some issues with the wide receiver position being no Brandon Ayuk, at least early on. Juwan Jennings is dealing with a small injury. Deebo Samuel's no longer there, but Kyle Shanahan finds guys. To me, it's more about the system, less about who you have with Shanahan's offense. I think they're going to be good. Plus, I don't like the division as a whole, Marshy.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't even go there today.
But I do like the 49ers to rebound. I think they reclaim the West. What about you, Marsh, since I just slandered you?
Yeah, it's okay, Anthony. And even though you did just slander me, I agree with you. I think this is the 49ers division this upcoming season. And, it's not like Deebo was really giving you much last year. It seemed like he tailed off a little bit. Now he's with Washington. And, I just feel like when you have a head coach that has done it before, has been able to get you to the Super Bowl, that means a lot. I think they just had a down year last year. I think that they rebound. I'm not really sold on any of these other teams.
That's kind of where I'm at, too. It's less about me really believing in the Niners. More so, I will take what we know about Shanahan and what we know about the veterans on this team, coupled with the fact that they got the easiest schedule.
Yeah,
that matters. They got a fourth-place schedule now. And we don't know how injuries are going to shake out. We don't know what last-place teams wind up surprising. But nonetheless, easiest schedule, plus the veteran leadership, plus this coaching staff. I'll take them to win the West.
Now, if Matthew Stafford was heading into the season with no issues surrounding his health, I think this is a different conversation.
I agree.
But that's not the case. So I'm not sold on the Rams. Even though they did go to the playoffs last year, I just don't know what we always talk about what is it going to look like with J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah.
What is that going to look like with Jimmy G, who is a little bit older now? Maybe Sean McVay can extract something out of him if Matthew Stafford is not good to go.
So since we're talking about the Rams, even though we're kind of jumping around here, why don't we just go with the Rams?
Might as well.
Look, Stafford, this sounds to me, and maybe I'm overreacting here, and I probably am. But this sounds to me just like what we just talked about with the 49ers and Christian McCaffrey a year ago, where it's like, hey, he's going to be healthy, right? Yeah, he's going to be healthy. He'll be fine. It's what? He's out for week 1? Oh, my God, he's going to miss half the season. It just sounds weird with Stafford, his injury. He's got an aggravated disc. That certainly is no joke. Jamie, with all your 400 injuries, I'm sure you've aggravated a disc or two in your time.
Yeah, that's not fun.
No. This marks the
Hard
third.
to move your legs.
When you'd have no support there with your spine. Yeah. I'm no doctor, but it makes sense. This marks the third major back injury in 6 years for Matthew Stafford. I don't. If he's completely healthy, then I think the Rams win the division. But one hit and maybe he misses significant time.
Right,
he only won 10 games a year ago.
You're not buying that he's going to stay healthy all season, even if he.
I'm not buying that he's the starting quarterback in week 1.
Right. He may not be.
It may not be. Maybe he might be week 5, week 6. Who knows? But
otherwise, loaded team.
Yeah, but good defense on the rise.
Yep. So for me, I think the Rams are like that wild card. I don't mean wild card contender. I just mean the wild card within the division. Sounds like we're all on the same page. What about the Arizona Cardinals?
I don't know.
I think they're being overhyped.
Do you?
Yeah.
I feel like they get overhyped a lot. Like I feel like almost every year, because of people look at Kyler Murray and his skill sets. Tremendous skills. He can run, he can pass, he can do all these things, but it doesn't seem like he can actually run an offense consistently. And that's my biggest worry is what version of Kyler Murray do you get? Sometimes it's quarter to quarter, half to half, game to game, week to week. Like you just don't know. But their roster looks pretty solid, which is why I understand some of the hype.
They do have like pieces that you would want on your fantasy football team, right? They have the quarterback in Kyler Murray, who's a dual threat quarterback. You have the tight end. You have the running back. You have the wide receiver.
Yeah.
So what are they missing?
An offensive line.
Okay. That's pretty important.
Which can be negated a bit with a running quarterback. But to Jamie's point, Kyler Murray, and I'm not knocking him because he can't do anything about it, but shorter quarterbacks, they tend to throw high because their offensive line obviously starts to stand up.
Find a way to get it over the big boys.
Yeah, he's got to find a way. Now, Kyler Murray, we've also seen him make remarkable plays where he gets outside the pocket, throws like the Hail Mary the one year. He can make plays on the run. If teams bottle him up, though, it can be a disaster.
I was going to say, if he gets a team that just comes on the edges and keeps him in the box, then life's going to be tough. It's when you let him get outside, and a lot of these teams kind of know the playbook on this. You've got to cut him off, seal him inside, and eventually the middle of that line is going to fall apart too.
Yeah.
So you mentioned the Rams as the wild card of this division. I think it's Arizona because I wouldn't be shocked if they won 6 games or 7 games. I also wouldn't be shocked if they made some noise in this division based on what we just said about the talent that they have on this team.
Yes.
To me, they're that wild card of the NFC West. I just don't know what they're going to do from week to week, like you talked about, Jamie. The consistency aspect of it.
I'm gonna read off these teams here: Rams, Niners, Rams, Seahawks, Niners, Rams, Seahawks. Since 2016, those are the division winners. The last time the Cardinals won was in 2015. I think that was either Bruce Arians' first or second year. He kind of turned the tide a little bit for him. My point is, there's not a long history of the Arizona Cardinals winning this division.
Right.
Since 2005, the Cardinals have won it once. So I'm just going to lean on the teams that have done it now the last handful of years. Again, just not a team to be trusted. And when they're hyped, like I feel like they're getting a little hype here for what you're talking about. People are falling in love with the talent. Plus, they didn't have a bad season last year, and nobody trusts the other teams in the division. So it's like 8-9 with Arizona a year ago. Hey, yeah, I could see it, and you start to talk yourself into it. History says otherwise. That's where I'm at with the Cardinals.
History also said the Rams would never make the playoffs ever.
History, it was supposed to be the Rams were supposed to be terrible for 10 years after giving away every single draft pick they had. And they're right back.
And you know what? If they kept Fisher, it would have happened.
Wow. There's no doubt there.
So I don't know what you want from me.
I want anything from you.
Seahawks. Kind of intriguing, but I don't know what to make of them.
Here's the thing. I love.
I want to look at the Seahawks and be like, what do you want me to do?
I love what Sam Darnold did for my Vikings last year. I just can't see him doing that again. I don't think he's going to have a good year. I really don't.
I think people got a little bit of a book on Sam Darnold at the end of last season, and that was even with Kevin O'Connell basically elevating him to the maximum that he could. Now that a little bit of the book is out there and he doesn't have Kevin O'Connell or some of the pieces that he had with Minnesota, I think this could come crashing down in a hurry. This might be the wild card or / surprise team that ends up last in this division because of it.
No DK Metcalf to throw the ball to. Now you do have Jackson Smith and Jigba, who's a solid player. But is he enough for Sam Darnold? You know, he's no Justin Jefferson.
No.
Not many people are.
No. There's only one Justin Jefferson.
Well, there's two, Anthony. One of them was sitting in this room that Monday night before the playoff game.
Oh, yeah, that was
and the
weird.
other one was on the field.
Yeah. You're right. There are two. That helmet's sweet. I think the Seahawks could be a dark horse. I think they could be intriguing. I think their defense is going to be good, but they also lost some key pieces over the offseason. But the big question is, Sam Darnold, was he a one-hit wonder?
He's got a lot to prove.
He's got a lot to prove.
Anthony, I think you might have been onto something.
Thank you. Yeah, it's amazing what happens when context isn't murdered.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, it's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. College football frauds. Which teams could be fraudulent? Last season, the biggest fraud to start the top 10 was Florida State. They lost right out of the gates. The transfer of their QB, DJ
it was ugly, Anthony. That's what it was.
Not going to work here anymore. It was rough right away. So who are the frauds this season? Which top 10 team is a fraud and should not be in the top 10 and will not finish even in the top, let's say, 25 this year? That's next on 101 ESPN. Fastlane on 101 ESPN with Jamie Rivers and Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. So, Marsh, you were talking to us about the situation last year in college football where Florida State came in as a top 10 team. And,
which, by the way, can we talk about that for a second?
Sure.
Because even then, I was like, what? I was caught off guard. I was.
Well, I mean, they the year before that, people were saying they should have been in the top 4. Quarterback goes down. So they ended up getting smoked in the bowl game by, I believe, your Georgia Bulldogs, Anthony.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that was a tough
kind of tough, though, to leave them out of the top 10 based on the season before.
Yeah. Plus, you're right. They had the transfers and.
Yeah,
it's almost like they didn't get off the mat from being left out the year before.
Yes.
Like they never regrouped. Okay, but this sets the stage now for choosing the fraudulent team in the top 10 this year, which is very hard because Marsh is going to put us to the test here. We are basically going to choose a team that is good, possibly even a national title contender, and call them frauds because it's radio, and this is what we do.
Also, though, it could be a situation where there is no Florida State next year, and they don't fall out of the top 25, but maybe they do have a disappointing season.
No, we got to call them frauds.
Okay,
we got to go.
good.
Wait, listen,
I do
this
appreciate
is gonna be
stronger language.
Would you like to
sure.
go down the list 1 through 10?
Sure.
We like list here in the fast lane. All right, let's start off with Texas. Can you see this happening to the Texas Longhorns?
I don't think they're a fraud. First of all, they're my team, Oakham Horns. That's a hell of a football team. Never mind how they're ranked first right now. I don't care. I think it's a hell of a football team. I don't think they're frauds.
Oh, man. I don't think they're frauds either. I could make a case, though. They only returned 45% of their offensive production a year ago. Some of that obviously goes to the NFL. Some of it transfers. Arch Manning, completely unproven. We all love him because of the name. Sure, he should have success just being a Manning. But he is unproven. And if they have too much turnover, and they play in a stacked conference, obviously, I could see Texas disappointing. I can't call them a fraud.
Well, that's kind of the dilemma here with this top 10 in particular, because I don't know if this top 10, if there's one team that is particularly bad enough to pull a Florida State, but I could totally see a few of these teams not making it to the college football playoff.
I have mine. I have my horse.
I have mine, too.
I wonder if yours is the same as mine, because I've been looking at several things from roster to schedule, and there's one team that could find themselves outside the friggin' top 25 if they're not careful.
I've got one. You want to say it on 3?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. LSU.
Oh! See what just happened right there? That's because we're family.
Nice job.
They have 1, 2, 3,
Jamie.
4, 5, 6,
Come on, Jamie,
7.
get in on this.
Come on,
Sorry,
Jamie.
guys, I got to get on this.
Yeah.
7 games right now against currently top 25 ranked teams. 7. 7. It's a number.
7 is the number.
And their defense was horrific last year.
Do you think they lose week 1? That seems to be a trend.
Well, Clemson?
Yeah.
I mean,
And it's not like they've been blown out in those games. Like a year ago, it was a big
USC.
game. USC, thank you. And they had every opportunity to win it, and USC came back. Brian Kelly's is an excellent coach.
I feel like he's on the hot seat.
I think he is on the hot seat.
I think he is, but okay. Just for a second here, because I agree with you guys. LSU is the team that I'm choosing as well. But Brian Kelly, dating back to Grand Valley State University, has won to varying degrees.
Hasn't done squat at LSU, though.
He has not. But Notre Dame, national title contender, he has built some big-time programs. So maybe it comes together and he's good. Like everything comes together this year. But if that defense is as bad as it was a year ago, there's no way they're staying in the top 10, let alone the top, 20 and being a playoff contender.
The other team that, looking based upon their schedule, the other team that has to be very, very careful is Alabama. They have a tough schedule, too. They've got Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina, LSU, and Oklahoma on their schedule. Just saying. And based upon the other big dogs that are up right now, those are the 2 hardest schedules in the top 10.
Yeah.
Penn State has a cakewalk.
Eddie from the Snake Pit says LSU hasn't won in week 1 since 2019.
Wow, that's good info.
2019?
That's crazy.
I was still in college during
LSU. Now, granted, they must be scheduling some decent opponents, but
well, they're
holy
always
smokes.
playing those tough games at the start, which those are high-profile games, and I feel like you want to have those games.
Clemson, that's going to be such
But there's
a tough
other
match.
teams that are, scheduling
the blood donors?
Blood donor games.
Yes.
And so it take, you want the blood donor game because it allows you to sort of find some rhythm.
Right.
And then you go into these big games whereas you're playing, another top 10 team right off the bat.
Right.
Like, I feel like you're doing yourself a disservice.
Or you do what Saban always did, which was he scheduled a big-ish game, but it was always a neutral site game, and it was always in Atlanta, where the travel wasn't bad for him.
Right.
But it was always like a USC or something where they knew they could prepare for 4 months, big opponent, right out of the gates, but on a neutral field. It was never Alabama would travel to, USC or
Did Alabama
Oregon.
ever travel with Nick Saban under week 1 to a tough opponent far away? No chance. Saban would be like, no.
It was either a home game or more often than not, it was a neutral site game in Atlanta.
Now, last week I said I think Clemson's going to have a good year, and I think you agreed with me, Anthony. But could Clemson be the other team that has a bad season?
Their schedule's not that tough, though.
Yeah, I know where you're going.
LSU and
'cause
SMU are the only 2 teams that I see. Well, I guess last game of the season, South Carolina, but the rest of the schedule is pretty good.
I'll say no. I think Jamie's right. I think the schedule is fair, and I think Cade Klubnik is the real deal. And if Penn State's the other one, you may circle and say, well, James Franklin won't win the big one. Yeah, but they're going to win every other game. They only have 2 games.
Penn State has an easy schedule.
They only get 2 games. It's Oregon and Ohio State. That's it.
That's it.
Even the games you're like, maybe you get tripped up. Like Iowa, I think they'll be okay. Iowa hasn't scored a point in 5 years. So
great defense.
Great defense. Unbelievable defense. Alabama, some people are circling because of Kalen DeBoer. Kalen DeBoer was in the national championship 2 years ago. That Alabama team is loaded.
I think they're loaded. I do think they have a tough schedule, though.
They do.
They don't have an easy one.
Well, they play in the SEC. It's kind of like playing in the MAC.
So you have Miami as well, who's number 10. They start the season off against Notre Dame, number 6
but
in the
after
nation.
that, Miami's schedule is pretty cush.
You have Florida, DJ Lagway. Pretty damn good quarterback.
I like Florida this year. Their schedule is just so tough.
They're number 15 right now, and then you have SMU later in the year. They're 16. Who knows where SMU will be at that point in time? But they do have some matchups, and we know last year they lost some games that they probably should have won.
They did.
And they also won some games that they probably should have lost.
I think they're going to have a season a lot like last year.
And they don't have Cam Ward, but they do have Carson Beck. Is that another team that could be somewhat of a fraud, or do you not consider them to be because they are number 10, even though Florida State was number 10? Right ahead of Mizzou squad.
Yeah. Where are they right now?
I think 27th. They'll be fine.
You just staltered the hell out of that, by the way. You have no idea.
No, they are. The 27th. Could Ohio State take a step back?
New quarterback.
I mean, obviously, if they don't win the national championship, technically it's a step back. But new QB, they don't return a lot of production from a year ago. Played a lot of extra football last year. Like, when does the extra playoff game start to add up too?
Yeah. Well, they got it. They don't. Texas right out of the gate for
college.
I wonder.
You have so many moving parts, though.
We haven't been here before.
Yeah.
I've been in the studio multiple times.
No, Mark,
I've been almost 5 years, Anthony.
You know what? You guys are
actually
right.
Almost 6.
It's my fault.
I've almost been here for 5 years.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Thanks for paying attention.
Where are we, actually?
We are heading into the Gauntlet. We do need a new Gauntlet contestant, though. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. If you want to participate in the Gauntlet, you can, but you do have to text in Gauntlet next.
categories, one challenger. Can you survive the gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
404, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Time for the gauntlet. We got Chad on the line. What's up, Chad?
Hey, what's up, boys?
Not much. Appreciate you listening. Thanks for playing. Chad, you got 3 options today. Would you like to take on Marsh, Jamie, or me?
How about you, Stalter?
Okay. What's your problem with me?
Hey, no beef at all. I was going to pick Carey. I've done the gauntlet back in 23 and never faced him, but we'll go with you today.
All right, fair enough. Chad, good luck to you.
Good luck to you, too.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think there's beef there. I think there is.
Underlying beef.
The last time I did it, Jamie called in from Mexico to face me in the last round.
Oh, God.
I remember that.
I'm glad
Jamie
you guys do.
doesn't.
Yeah, I had no recollection at all.
I had a little advantage there.
Yeah, man. All right, well, now that Anthony's gone into the cone of silence, Chad, tell our guy Marshy to spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel, Marshy.
All right, so Anthony has been red hot in hockey, but what category did you want?
Hockey is my category, too, so we'll see.
Well, neither of you are going to be happy, I don't think, because it's random.
Random. All right, we'll give it a shot.
All right, Chad. So, as you know, there'll be 4 questions that are worth 2 points each. If you ask for the options, they become only worth 1 point. If you answer wrong, it's 0 points. And if we're tied after 4 questions, we go to a tiebreaker, and we will get a winner here in the gauntlet. Are you ready?
All right, let's go. Yes, sir.
Okay, question 1. Again, the category is random. Each year, monarch butterflies east of the Rockies migrate to the transvolcanic mountains of central blank. Which country?
Okay, let's go with the options on that one.
Yeah, hard to believe. Is it Mexico, Honduras, or El Salvador?
Oh, man. How about Honduras? Final answer.
Thank you.
Question number 2. Who is the Indiana Fever's leading scorer this season?
Well, I guess the obvious answer would be Caitlin Clark. Oh, man. How about... I'll just go with her final answer.
All right, Chad, question 3. Whose Gap commercial in 1997 actually led to a 300% increase in store traffic for FUBU?
I'm sorry, will you repeat that one more time?
Yeah. Whose Gap, so the clothing company, whose Gap commercial in 1997 actually led to a 300% increase in store traffic for FUBU?
Oh, man. I'll have to go with the options.
Was it Russell Simmons, Samuel L. Jackson, or LL Cool J?
In a Gap commercial? I don't think it's Russell Simmons. Who are the other 2?
Samuel Jackson or LL Cool J?
How about LL Cool J? Final answer.
Okay.
Question number 4. The 2 main characters in John Steinbeck's classic novel Of Mice and Men are named Lenny and...
I'll need the options on that as well.
Options are George, Jessup, or Gary.
Oh, man, I have no idea. How about Jessup? Final answer.
All right. Let's get our guy Anthony back in here. How you feeling, buddy?
Not great.
Well, you just
Not
never
great
know.
at all.
You just never know. All right, Anthony's back in here. He's going to put his earbuds back in. Actually, somebody in the cone of silence today, Anthony. How was
a couple, yeah. Grant was in there, and so was our guy Mike Ryder.
Nice. What are you guys talking about?
The Blues, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Got exciting things.
Yeah. Well, you have been super hot with hockey in the Gauntlet.
But
Today's random.
No.
Yes.
Way. I'm going to not F this up, huh?
All right, ready?
No.
Dial it in, man.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Okay. Question 1. Each year, monarch butterflies east of the Rockies migrate to the transvolcanic mountains of central blank. Which country?
No. Can you repeat the question for me, please?
I think you're having this conversation with Madeline the other day, but anyways.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Each year, monarch butterflies east of the Rockies, they migrate to the transvolcanic mountains of central blank country.
Options.
Mexico, Honduras, El Salvador.
Mexico, Honduras, El Salvador. Honduras, final answer.
Question number 2. Who is the Indiana Fever's leading scorer this season?
Well, I don't think it's Caitlin Clark because she's been hurt. I don't think it would be Sophie Cunningham. I'm going to go with Aaliyah Boston. Final answer.
Question 3. Whose Gap commercial, the clothing company, whose Gap commercial in 1997 actually led to a 300% increase in store traffic for FUBU?
Options.
Was it Russell Simmons, Samuel L. Jackson, or LL Cool J?
Man, who's the first one?
Russell Simmons.
I don't know why, but oh man. I don't know why, but I'm going to go with LL Cool J. Final answer.
Question number 4. The 2 main characters in John Steinbeck's classic novel Of Mice and Men are named Lenny and...
Oh, man. This is a layup for a lot of people.
Yeah. I would have nailed this one out of the park. I've actually read this book.
Rabbits.
I think you had to.
Why didn't you give me the other one?
Yeah, that one's easy.
And I would have said Lenny. Oh, no. George, final answer.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Let's start right from the top. Each year, monarch butterflies east of the Rockies migrate to the transvolcanic mountains of central blank. Chad, you said Honduras. Anthony, you said Honduras. Marshy, answer is?
It is Mexico.
Mexico. All right, that's a 0-0 after 1. Question 2. Who is the Indiana Fever's leading scorer this season? I think Chad only knew of Caitlin Clark. I'm not going to assume that, but I just kind of felt that way.
I know Sophie, too.
Well, yeah, don't we all? Anyways.
She went to Mizzou.
Yeah, she's a great player.
Oh, yeah.
He picked Caitlin Clark. Anthony, you worked your way through the lineup there. Well, showing off that he knows a bunch of names on the lineup.
3 of them.
Yeah. You settled on Aaliyah Boston without the options. Marshy, answer is?
Aaliyah Boston was an option, but it's Kelsey Mitchell.
Kelsey Mitchell. You know her.
Even if I took the options, I would have still said Aaliyah Boston.
All right. 0-0 after 2. Let's go to question 3, which is kind of confusing. I'll explain this after. But whose Gap commercial in 1997 actually led to a 300% increase in store traffic for FUBU? Chad, you took the options. You said LL Cool J. Anthony took the options. Said, I'm going to knock you out. LL Cool J. Answer is
It's LL Cool J.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the story behind this is he
Yeah.
did a Gap commercial, and they didn't pick up on the fact that he was wearing a FUBU product in the commercial. So
Really?
it backfired on Gap, and FUBU exploded because LL was wearing it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, bad catch. Somebody must have got fired over that one for sure. But either way, 1-1 after 3, guys. Two main characters in John Steinbeck's classic novel of Mice and Men are named Lenny and blank. He took a while, came around to it. Finally, he said, hey, George. I think it was 3 times. Chad took the options and said Jessup. If it's Jessup, Chad wins today. If it's George, Anthony wins. If it's Gary, all right, we got a walk off here.
Gary Sinise played. Go ahead.
Chad.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose. Not today.
Anthony got you. It is George. George and Lenny. Even the Looney Tunes used to have a skit where they said, morning, George. It's
Really?
The whole thing, yeah.
Gary Sinise played George in the movie, I believe, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
And I believe it was, who was it that played Lenny? I thought was it Randy Quaid? No, not Randy Quaid. Anyways.
I don't know.
Yeah. Pretty bunny rabbit.
Wow.
Sad.
Chad, he got you, man. I'm sorry. You didn't want random at all, and I can see why.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Have a great day. Thanks for
Chad,
listening.
thanks for playing,
bud.
You too, guys. Good job, Anthony.
Yeah, thanks, Chad. I appreciate you. Thanks, man.
All right. See ya.
See ya.
Nice.
Oh. Woo. If I didn't think of George, I would have got it.
You probably would have got it with the options.
I would have got it with the options, but I still would have been disappointed.
Oh, it was John Malkovich. That's it.
Yeah. John
Text line
Malkovich
helping
played.
you.
Yeah.
Tendon the Wabbits.
Nice. Yeah. That was a tough go, though. Like
that was a tough one.
I would not have gotten the Kelsey Mitchell. I would have been a guess. I probably would have guessed Mexico, but I may have gone right in the middle with Honduras like you guys did. I would have known George, though.
Yeah.
So I'd have been able to at least salvage that. And I would have known the LL Cool J one.
That if I took the option, like I said, if I took the options on the Fever one, I still would have said Aaliyah Boston.
Yeah, I'm not being rude, but
yeah.
Kelsey Mitchell doesn't pop up on the radar.
No.
Whenever they even show the team, it's always Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, Caitlin Clark.
Right. Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, protecting Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff. That's the Gauntlet on 101 ESPN. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Or not when it comes to the Cardinals and Lars Taylor Tatsui Nupar and his future. That's next on 101 ESPN.
He's already in his first year of arbitration. He has 2 years left before he'll be a free agent. Will the Cardinals be a competitive franchise in the next 2 years? Who's to say? They probably aren't going to be next year. So that's why I think the pressure is on Nootbaar this next month to post, for one, and to produce, to perform. A lot of alliteration right there. But because Nootbaar is going to play for his future. This next month is going to be about the future. We have talked about the runway with Nolan Gorman and Jordan Walker to an exhausting point. They were players 1A and 1B in terms of this whole transition season. Lars Nootbaar was player 1C. We just didn't talk about him as much, but as we find ourselves towards the final 5 weeks of the season, 30-plus games to go, it's pretty clear that Nootbaar is going to be playing for his future as a Cardinal with this last month. So let's see what he can do there.
All right, so that was Katie Wu on Cardinals territory. She's talking about Lars Nootbaar, and she kind of indicates, Jamie, that he basically needs to start producing in order to show the Cardinals that he should be around.
Does he need to start producing, or does he need to stay healthy?
Stay healthy, I guess. I mean, because when he is healthy, he's a pretty good player.
He's that player.
Yeah.
He's that player. Like in every sport, there's one team around each division has when he's healthy, like Christian McCaffrey. When he's healthy, he's an MVP.
Yeah. You're right. You're right that there is, in every sport, there's that type of player. I don't think Newt's an MVP, but I know what you're saying.
Okay.
Like, I don't think Newt is Christian McCaffrey. They play two different sports.
Well, we don't know that, though. I think we know that.
Yeah.
Anyways, my point is you drug it off the rails. My point was just that there's certain players that are synonymous with being hurt a lot. And Christian McCaffrey would be one of those players. Lars Nootbaar is absolutely one of those players. From the moment he broke onto the scene, everybody got excited. He was fun. He was charismatic. All the pepper grinder, all that. But then all of a sudden, he's missing big pockets of time because of injuries. And not just the same types of injury, just one thing after another, which means that it's like traffic. Go, stop. Go, stop. Go, stop. Or when it's like really weird traffic and you get up to like 50, 60 miles an hour and then you have to stop for like 10 minutes. And then you're 50, 60 miles an hour again. You're like, why is it opening up and close like that, right? That's Newt. That's Newt. Because you're like,
it's a pretty good analogy.
I mean, you're like, yeah, man, look at him go. Look at the numbers are great. But he's hurt again, so we got to come to a full stop here.
Then he's got to get warm back up. Then he's going to get healthy.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I think this last stretch of the season, I don't even know if it's so much that he has to perform at such a high level. I think it's just he has to be available every day. And if he can, the numbers bear it out that he's going to be a productive player for you. Then, if he's healthy, finishes relatively strong, then the Cardinals have a big decision to make. Because do you continue to do this stop and go with Lars Nootbaar and just knowing that he can't stay healthy? Or do you move on while he's healthy, hopefully finish strong, and somebody goes, I'd like Nootbaar on my team.
I am trading Lars Nootbaar this offseason.
Who's your first phone call to?
The Dodgers.
Yes.
I think Lars Nootbaar is the perfect Cardinal to trade.
Yes.
You know, he's a guy that you developed. He's not one of your top, prospects that you had. He's a guy that, no one really knew who he was until he came to the big leagues and started to have success.
He had a great second half the 1 year.
He did. And
he tore it up.
And when he's on, he is on. But that's the thing. Like Jamie just said, he's stop and go because he's always injured. I feel like this next stretch, could it maybe boost his trade market? Sure, it could. But I think the Cardinals already know who he is. And I think that's why he's playing so much, because they're trying to showcase him to other teams. I think the Cardinals, and I said this a couple weeks ago, or whenever the trade deadline had happened, I feel like the Cardinals have already made up their mind that they are going to move on from him. And if you can get something from that type of player, somebody that's not a first-round draft pick, that's huge to me. I feel like you can end up getting something of substance from a Lars Nootbaar, and if you have the opportunity to do that, you make that trade.
Which is exactly why I'm calling the Dodgers right away. The moment Lars Nootbaar's agent hears that the Cardinals are calling the Dodgers, he's going to be connecting Shohei Ohtani and Lars Nootbaar together, and Shohei's going to be talking to Dave Roberts and the higher-ups about just how good Lars Nootbaar can be, how good he is, and the numbers, and all of that is true. which is why I think then you could get something good from the Dodgers.
Right. The other thing, too, so I love your Dodgers connection here. Not only with Shohei, I want to deal with teams that have often had a robust farm system.
Yes.
Give me the teams that are always seemingly, no matter how many trades they make, wind up with one of the top farm systems in baseball. And the Dodgers fit the bill. Give me a team with a robust...
They have an embarrassment of riches.
Exactly. I am trading Lars Nootbaar this offseason, and I'm not batting an eye. He's good when he's healthy, but as you've mentioned it, Jamie, he's rarely healthy. He still plays over 100 and some odd games, though, so he's not in like the Tyler O'Neill category where you let it rot too much, and then the trade value is almost nothing.
And Lars will play on turf.
And he'll play on turf, yeah, absolutely. But he's 27. This is kind of who he is. Either that, or you need to make a decision right now about Jordan Walker. It's either Newt or Walker, and you have way too many left-handed bats.
Yes, that's been a problem this year.
And obviously with Walker, you're still, I would assume, intrigued by the upside. Other than that,
he's only 23 still. And
right.
I know the other day I was like, I think this is what he is, but you're not going to get. I think you get more for Lars Nootbaar than you do Jordan Walker right now. And I could be way off on that, and if I am, then so be it. But Lars has shown the league more. Mm-hmm. He's been a higher profile name just based upon the World Baseball Classic alone.
Sure.
So I don't know.
So when the Cardinals eventually become a good team again, how many players on this roster right now do you think are even a part of that? And if they aren't, then why not just move on from them now?
You can't trade everybody, Andrew.
Yeah.
As much as we want to get rid of
sucks. That's why
everybody, you can't do it, man. You need teams. You need guys on the field, Marshy.
Because then otherwise you're buying some 1-year wonder guys, not 1-year wonder, but 1-year bridge players to fill it, and you're going to already have to do that with.
We've done that before,
and you're going to have to do that probably with your pitching staff, unfortunately.
So if Lars is a problem when it comes to staying healthy, staying consistently, in the lineup, then you say you have depth problems. Well, there's the answer. Mm-hmm. He's got to go.
Yes,
that's what we're saying.
Right.
You need pitching.
Hey, welcome on board. Welcome aboard.
I literally just said that 10 minutes ago.
I know,
he's
but
the perfect
it's
Cardinal.
nice to hear him put that all together.
He's the perfect Cardinal to trade. I'm just reiterating the fact.
This is our LSU moment from earlier, guys. Yeah. It bonded us.
Sure did. Always does.
If there was one Cardinal you could trade, who would that be? We'll count it down. 3, 2, 1. Lars Nootbaar. Man, that's...
Yeah. It sounds good.
That's a fun exercise.
Yeah,
it really was.
It is. Yeah, nice job, guys. Well, I think we solved the world's problems today, and we did it in less than 8 minutes. Nice job, guys. Now we're going to talk about which NFL team of the decade has had the biggest impact on football. It's kind of a fascinating question. See, the 70s Steelers, the 80s Niners, the 90s Cowboys, the 2000s and 2010s, unfortunately, the Patriots. And right now we're seeing the Chiefs.
Yep.
Unless the Eagles make kind of a long run here. But which NFL team of the decade has had the biggest impact on football? That's next on 101 ESPN. Well, I'm in a great mood for many reasons, but one of the reasons I'm in a great mood is that football is right around the corner. In fact, we already had some college football games last week. Next week, NFL starts. Why don't you play Underdog? Football being back, and Underdog is the best place to select entries and win money all season long. It's easy to play, and everybody can play right now in the state of Missouri. Playing on Underdog, it's easy, so you find a couple of matchups that you like. or find a couple matchups that you think are horrible for a player. So a running back that's got a bad, matchup with a run defense that's stout. Maybe a quarterback that has got some missing offensive linemen that is also playing a decent defense. However you want to do it, make your selections at Underdog. Choose a couple of players. Make your picks, whether or not they're going to go higher or lower on touchdowns, receiving yards, passing yards, rushing yards. You get the idea. If your entry is correct, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash, and you can play for as little as $1. Download the app today. Sign up with my promo code, which is Anthony. All you have to do is remember my first name. Then you're going to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. Again, that promo code is my first name, Anthony. Millions of fans have already won billions making plays on Underdog. Will you be next? Underdog, making plays, win money. Must be 18 or older and present. Missouri terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.inspeedgambling.org.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. Alec Burleson hits a walk-off home run last night and propelled the Cardinals to a 7-6 victory over the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Cardinals will take on the Pirates once again. That is tonight, 6:45 first pitch. Andre Palante on the mound going up against Mitch Keller. Coming up next, we will dive into the NFL. Which NFL team of the decade has had the biggest impact on football? We'll talk about that next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
I love this question that Marsh came up with. Which NFL team of the decade has had the biggest impact on football? So in other words, in the 1970s, the Steelers won 4 Super Bowls in 6 years, laid the foundation for defensive-minded football. Their draft class in 1974 is renowned and became the gold standard. Then in the 1980s, you had Bill Walsh's 49ers. In the 1990s, and Marsh, I think this is where you really leaned into this question. The genesis of this question came from you watching America's Team on Netflix, which is breaking down the 1990s Cowboys. The 2000s dominated by the Patriots, 3 Super Bowls in that decade. Unfortunately for non-Patriot fans, the 2010s also belong to the Patriots because they won 3 in that decade, plus countless AFC championship appearances. And then so far, you've had the 2020s, the Chiefs. 3 Super Bowls in 5 years already, and Mahomes already in the conversation of, okay, what if he continues to play, if he continues to rack up Super Bowls, can he surpass Tom Brady? Which in any other sport, you'd think, oh, this has never happened again. But Mahomes is already that great. It's an interesting question. We're not just talking about, and I think we need to emphasize this, we're not talking about dominance. That's different. We're talking about impact. Impact in the NFL can mean several different things. It could mean changing the way the game was played. It can mean creating kind of a dynasty blueprint, shaping culture. And if you extend it beyond the fields, the business side of it, which is I think where the 90s Cowboys comes in, then I think each dynasty had something different.
Right.
But for you, Marsh, the biggest impact came from which dynasty or which decade's team?
So, man, this is tough because maybe I am thinking with a little bit of recency bias, and I'm not talking about recency as in today.
You're talking about your life,
talking about
your viewing habits.
I'm talking about my viewing habits, and it's hard to not look at the 90s Cowboys and think of what Jerry Jones did, not only on the field, at least in his mind, as he was the one that put together that team, but what he did off the field and what that team in itself and what the brand meant to the NFL and how the NFL is operating today. You know, you could say the 80s 49ers with the way that they played the game. You could look at the 2000s Patriots in the way that Tom Brady essentially was thrusted into stardom, 2010s, dominant for 20-plus years. And then you look at the Chiefs today, you know, what impact have the Chiefs had on this current version of football? Well, maybe their offense, the way that they go about things, you can make that argument too. But I think from everything that we look at, like what you described on and off the field, it's hard not to say the 90s Cowboys. It really is.
I'm going to cheat.
Okay.
Because I think if you break this down into categories, you can actually slot each decade's team into a different category.
I agree.
For example, now I wasn't born in the 19s. I was born in the 80s, so I didn't have an opportunity to watch the 1970s Steelers. But if you look at they're just, you know, if you're a football historian, so to speak, you appreciate what they did. Defense became the identity for a championship team. Obviously, the steel curtain. I think that from that standpoint, the way the game was played, like physical, smash mouth, defense became an identity for a title team. So I think if you look at that, I think they own that category. If you're talking about on the field performance and how it changed the game, it's the 49ers.
Right.
Bill Walsh literally changed the way offense was played because offense up until that point was 3 yards, cloud of dust, or air Coryell, vertical passing, and that's it. Bill Walsh, with that West Coast offense, he said you have to defend us horizontally now. And it's not that they wouldn't throw deep. It's more about precision and accuracy. The concepts that Bill Walsh implemented in the 80s, everything, the timing routes, emphasizing the precision passing, that's all evident in today's game.
And we get a text from Chunk in the Chuck. The 49ers were Jerry World before Jerry. The way the NFL was from a business standpoint is different because of Jerry Jones.
If they're saying, you know how in basketball, Michael Jordan had to get through the Pistons in order to, have his reign.
Right, become what we know as Michael Jordan.
Yeah, the Pistons before that, they had to get through the Celtics. If that's what they're talking about, then I understand it.
Yeah.
The 49ers with all their dominance.
Yeah.
Then came the Cowboys. The Cowboys had to get through the 49ers.
For sure. And you just laid it out. The on-field aspect of it changed the way the game is played.
Correct.
Offensive-minded head coaches now. That was like the genesis of what we see in football today. That's not necessarily what I'm talking about, though.
So the Cowboys, the 90s Cowboys, and with the way Jerry Jones, who a lot of people feel as though is just this rich buffoon, if you go back and watch, or at least if you live through it, you would understand the business impact that he made with the NFL. Now, he did things his way, and he pissed off the NFL, but how we see the game marketed and sold today stems from what he did with those 90s Cowboys. Once they started to win and became a brand, the NFL started to really kind of embrace glamour, glitz, spotlight. A lot of that was Jerry Jones. For as many missteps as he has made because of his ego, he did implement what we see now with teams selling their own,
just merchandise.
Not only merchandise, but the sponsorships and things like that.
Absolutely.
So, it's again, his legacy isn't necessarily the triplets with Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irvin, or even the clash with Jimmy Johnson. It was what he did from a business standpoint in the 90s.
The team has gotten worse from that team in the 90s.
Correct.
And the value of the team has gone up exponentially. I don't know if you see that in any other sport with any other team. The team getting worse all at the same time.
The value
going up.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. So again, 70s, physical, smash mouth, defense identity, 80s, the impact, they literally changed the way the game was played offensively because of Bill Walsh and the West Coast offense. 90s, more business, glitz, glamour, spotlight. Then you get to the 2000s and the 2010 Patriots. I think that when you look at like sustainability in a salary cap age, that's the Patriots. Adapt, constantly changing. But I don't know about the impact that those teams made, because if you think about it, you needed Brady and you needed Belichick.
Well, maybe that is the impact for the Patriots, is you produced what we know now as the best player in football, the Michael Jordan of the NFL was Tom Brady. So maybe that's the impact that came out of the tenure for the Patriots.
What's crazy, Marsh, is that you took a cutthroat coach in Bill Belichick, just do your job, all of that, and you matched him with one of the most competitive quarterbacks the NFL has ever seen.
Yeah.
And the two blended together and wound up winning 487 Super Bowls.
And you know what you did have? You had that a decade before, and then it was split up.
Sure.
You had Jimmy Johnson and Troy Aikman.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Very similar, cut from the same cloth.
Certainly.
But it went to the wayside.
And who knows how many Super Bowls the Cowboys win if Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones didn't butt heads and worry so much about the credit of the 90s Cowboys. And finally got the Chiefs. Now, I don't know, again, impact-wise, and this is, we're dealing with this decade now, so we don't know what the decade holds. But when it comes to, I think, offensive evolution, the redefining of creativity in the NFL, and specifically with offense, flexibility, I think Mahomes and Reed, maybe that will be their legacy. The other thing I think with the 2020s Chiefs thus far, Patrick Mahomes. Now, there's been other quarterbacks that come, like Randall Cunningham and Michael Vick, and now Lamar. Like the mobile quarterback, that's in a separate category. Mahomes, if you look at the way a lot of the college quarterbacks are now, I mean, everybody that kind of fell in love with Patrick Mahomes' games, his style, the way that he'll drop his arm to create different arm, like lanes, different lanes for himself. Like, he looks like a backyard football player, but somebody that is, while mobile, will stay in the pocket. Mm-hmm. Like a backyard football rusher, you had, again, Cunningham, you had Vick, you had all those guys. But when it comes to Mahomes and the style, I think maybe that is part of his legacy too.
No, that's a great point, because it seems like everyone's trying to find that type of quarterback rather than the guy that can just sit in the pocket and, sling footballs down the field. You want a guy that can move outside of the pocket and make things happen.
Well, and also drop his arm angle and throw it sideways.
Throw it backwards, use his left hand, do whatever it takes.
Yep.
What I find fascinating about this question, though, is that, we're having so many different texts come in to the Air Comfort Service text line that make a case for
each
whoever. Someone brought up, Al Davis. He was Jerry before Jerry was Jerry. There's
100%.
There's so many different tentacles to this question. It depends on how you see each team, each decade, and its impact on football for your personal life.
Whoever texted that in, or whoever, the people that did with Al Davis, Al Davis absolutely was Jerry Jones before Jerry Jones in terms of the impact on the game, the way the NFL, obviously the merger and all that. But the reason why we didn't spend a lot of time talking about Al Davis is just because he didn't have that decade of dominance.
Chunk in the Chuck, we read a text from him earlier today, but with the 49ers, essentially the blueprint to moving off of a historic quarterback for a younger guy.
Yeah.
With Steve Young. And Steve Young had success as well. They won the Super Bowl, probably could have won a few more if it wasn't for those Cowboys.
The Cowboys, absolutely. So a small anecdote on that. Bill Walsh apparently went into a room full of coaches and scouts and asked each and every one of them to raise their hand if they would trade for Steve Young. Steve Young was at the Bucs, talented kid, but, floundering in Tampa because Tampa was a mess. And as the story goes, nobody raised their hand. Mm-hmm. And Bill Walsh stormed out of the room and then traded for Steve Young. Bill Walsh wanted to know if any of his coaching staff and his scouts saw what he did in Steve Young. There's something about like the footwork for Steve Young, footwork of Joe Montana. Bill Walsh was a big believer in like accuracy comes from the feet. There was also another story told by Michael Lombardi, who's now the GM for North Carolina, and Bill Belichick, that he was walking with Bill Walsh at one of the scouting combines back when Lombardi first got into the league, and they're walking around, and apparently Bill Walsh spotted a quarterback from like 10, 15, 20 yards away, and stopped the conversation and said, hey, we need our quarterback coach to go watch that kid. It was Rich Gannon. And Rich Gannon, of course, eventually led the Raiders to the Super Bowl, lost to the Buccaneers in 2002. He knew quarterbacks, which is why I think when we talk about Kevin O'Connell, Jim Harbaugh, and some of these other guys I really like, J.J. McCarthy, Marsh, I'm like, some people just know QBs. Bill Walsh was one of the pioneers of it.
Last thing here from the 314, and I feel like this is a big part of the Patriots' legacy with their Super Bowls. But from the 314, Patriots got caught cheating a lot, and then says Brady's not even in the conversation with Jordan. You can believe that if you want. That's why we all have our own opinions. But the first part of that, Patriots got caught cheating. They were, quote unquote, innovative, right? The way that they were reading other teams and whatnot. And I think that has a huge impact on how teams ultimately go into a specific week.
Yeah.
Now it's not cheating anymore, but
there's
certain ways to.
Marsh, I was watching a documentary on Barry Bonds, and everybody was split throughout the documentary talking about Bonds. And this is nothing new. People have made this argument as well. There are some people that said, look at his numbers before 2000. He was a Hall of Fame player before that, or at least a borderline Hall of Famer before he got to that 2000 mark. Then there's other people that say he cheated. He cheated. He always bulked up, all that stuff, and he'll never be in the Hall of Fame. I view it a little bit similar with the Patriots, where I can see both sides of this.
Right.
How they cross the line, when they cross the line, but also recognizing what Belichick did. There's not every team that says game-specific game. Like they will throw. Some teams will just say, hey, this is what we do. They got to stop us. The Patriots have a game-specific game plan for every single team under Belichick. Every single game plan was completely different than the previous one. And I've talked to former players that played for Belichick that have said the same thing. The secret is you had to know everything in the playbook because they could use it one time.
Yeah.
But you had to know it. So not everybody could play for Belichick. So I see both the greatness and what people view as the tarnished legacy. All right, we got to get to Beat the Streak and Bet the Board. We'll do that next on 101 ESPN.
NFL season right around the corner. The boys are just talking about NFL teams and dynasties and decades and all that stuff. How about some great contests? My friends over at Circa Sports, they've got the best. Derek Stevens, owner of Circa Sports in Las Vegas, loves these contests and loves when people win money. Right now, Circa Million and Circa Survivor still open for registration. They're open until September 6th, and you've got to be there in person in Nevada to register. But once you do, there's $21 million in guaranteed prizes for both of those contests, and there's no rake. So if the entries go above and beyond with extra money, that goes right back into the prize pool. And then the best thing about it is you can download your Circa Sports Illinois app and manage all of it right there in the palm of your hand. And you can check out the lines daily on Circa Sports Illinois. They got great lines on futures, so you want to pick your Super Bowl champ, go ahead. Your Stanley Cup champ, all of that available right now on Circa Sports. And also they've got great money line splits and the best odds out of any app that's out there. So please check it out. Go to their website or any app store. You can download it there. And once you download it, you're going to absolutely love using the app. You're going to bet like a pro every single day with Circa Sports Illinois, the app. So please don't miss out on anything right now, especially over at Circa Sports. If you or someone you know may have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
how to hit baseballs.
All of my successes depend on me.
You ready to hit?
The hits just keep on coming.
And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
All right, we're going to do a very quick beat the streak and bet the board here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Nathan is back. What's up, Nathan?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Doing great, my man. Marsh, what are our latest streaks?
All right, gentlemen. We all did pretty well. Unfortunately, Carey did not get a hit with Lars Nootbaar. So these are the streaks. Anthony, you, Jamie, myself, we're at 3. Nathan is at 1. And Carey is back to 0.
Okay. Marsh, go ahead.
Give me Alec Burleson.
Burley.
Go.
Jamie?
I'll double down today. Give me Gorman.
Give me, who's on the bump? Andre Palante, huh? Give me Brian Reynolds.
You're brutal.
What?
You're brutal.
What?
That's fine. I respect your play. It just is brutal.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Nathan?
Yeah, I like a guy who's fired up, so I'll take Willson Contreras.
Yeah, don't blame me at all. And how about CD takes O'Neal Cruz tonight?
Okay.
O'Neal Cruz. All right. CD's got Cruz. Nathan, good luck to you, man. Hopefully we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yep, talk to you tomorrow, guys.
All right, there you go. There is Beat the Streak. Now it's time for Bet the Board. Well, things do not look good for me or CD. CD's eliminated. I will be eliminated soon. But Marsh and Jamie continue to battle it out. Although Marsh, let's be honest, you're playing for second.
Yeah.
What are we at now?
Jamie, you have 11 points. I have 9 points.
Okay, I thought you had 10. Okay. Oh, you didn't get last night. That's right. Okay. I'll start off.
I have 6.
You have 7, Anthony.
Oh, good. Whew. Back in it, baby. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Money line tonight, Chicago Cubs over the Giants, minus 143.
I'm looking at
okay.
Looking at Andre Palante here.
Oh boy.
I'm going to go with under 17 and a half outs recorded at minus 130.
Wow. This one's tough, guys. So last night I said, this one doesn't make any sense at all. And I said, give me the Royals because
I looked at that one too.
They're playing the White Sox. It just doesn't make any sense. Do I do the same thing? They can't lose again to the White Sox, all right?
No.
In my head, I went through this exact push and pull. I was like, nobody loses to the White Sox 2 in a row, do they?
No, they're not. Give me the Royals minus 124. No chance. No chance they lose to the White Sox 2 nights in a row.
Just a separate side conversation here, Anthony.
Yeah.
Because I looked at this too. Was the Tigers and the A's, the total is 11. That seems high.
That is very high.
For two teams that, like, especially the Tigers, they're not hitting the ball very well. Now, the Athletics got a few guys that can take it yard, but...
Yeah, that's high, though.
That seems really high. What do they know that we don't?
I would almost take the over because it doesn't make sense.
But when I did this the last 3 times, I got 2 of them right. I almost went with a parlay on that just to try and bury everybody. But I didn't do it. I don't need to.
No, you don't. You can play it steady here.
Yeah.
All right. Marsh, you went, obviously. Carey. Why doesn't Carey take... let's see here. What about the Padres for Carey?
What are they? What's that line?
They're minus 106. They're in Seattle to take on the Mariners.
Minus 106?
Yep.
Oh, this is tomorrow. Okay, hang on here.
Yeah, so tonight they got Dylan Cease versus Luis Castillo.
Okay.
I like it. All right, Carey's got the Padres tonight. All right, Sports Six Pack Part 1 is next, so get your questions in, 314-399-9646. It's the Air Comfort Service text line. Part 1, Sports Six Pack next. Well, as we know, Jamie, Stewie was letting us know yesterday about the rates dropping. Rates dropping. Now's the time to refi. Now's the time to call Stewie and make sure that you're set up for success when it comes to your home loan or debt consolidation or anything like that, because Stewie is on top of what's going on in the market. But you got to pick up the phone and actually call or text Stewie. You can't just sit on the sidelines.
No, you can't. And I can tell you this, that any question I have about the market or the Federal Reserve or the interest rates or whatever it is, I call Stewie or I text him. He gets right back to me. It's awesome, and he helps out. So if you're in the market to purchase a home, most realtors have their preferred lender, which is fine. Listen to them and certainly go through the process. But then if it's not Stewie, get a second opinion. Call Stewie, because he finds so many little things he can help you just save even just the smallest amounts of money, sometimes big amounts of money. And you'd be kicking yourself if you didn't know that beforehand. But Stewie prides himself on that old school customer service. And like Anthony said, you just had to call. You actually have to just pick up the phone, text, or call him. His number is 314-324-4440.
Again, that number is 314-324-4440.
Call, text, don't procrastinate, as Stewie always says. If you can't remember that number, what can you do?
You can always Google the Bagel Loan.
NMLS number 226715.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is now.
Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Marsh, hit us with question one of the Sports Six-Pack.
Question number one.
All right, this first one comes from Lou. My six-pack question is, you're Chaim Bloom, and the DeWitts tell you can sign one player not currently on the roster for no more than $30 million a year and for a term no longer than 6 years. Are you signing a pitcher or batter? Are you doing a trade and sign? I'm curious to hear your answers. Enjoy your day.
For me, this is pretty easy. I'm getting a pitcher. Because as it sits right now, your rotation is already depleted for next season. You haven't started the season yet for next year. You will not have Miles Michaels. We see that. Matthew Liberatore is already past his pitch count right now. He's battling away. But your set rotation guys for next year, as of right now, are Sonny Gray, Matthew Liberatore, Andre Palante, and Michael McGreevy. That's only 4, and you need 5. And Palante, to me, is a huge question mark. If Palante goes out and has another tough outing again tonight, that'll be like 4 in a row, I think, that have not been great for Andre Palante. And we know that he's like a 5th guy. So if I'm going to spend $30 million a year, well, one, in a perfect world, you could maybe get 2 players for that $30 million. But if I have to go all in, I'm finding a pitcher that can give me 4 to 5 years, even if I have to pay him for 6, 4 to 5 years of solid pitching that I can put in my rotation.
This is going to cost me $38 million, but it's not going to be for 6. It's going to be for 2 more years.
Oh, boy.
I'm acquiring Sandy Alcantara.
Okay, well, I would do that, too. I didn't know that was the game.
I didn't know if we can massage this a little bit. Is it 30 per year?
Please do.
Is it 30 per year?
Yeah, you have a budget, Anthony.
I'm going to save you some money. I'm going to go less term. I'm only going to the next 2 years because he's under contract the next 2 year for $17.3 million.
That's all he is?
Per year, next 2 years.
Yeah. Sold.
There you go. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make that trade. Oh, sorry, 17.3 next year, 21 the following year.
Still. Yeah, and you could even go get another arm with what's left over for an insurance policy.
Yes.
You're a Steven Matz-esque type pitcher.
Sure. Or literally Steven Matz if you want.
Put him back in your bullpen. And
if that's what you fancy, go for it.
I mean, I like yours way better than mine.
Thank you, Jamie.
For sure. I would do that in a heartbeat, but it is going to cost you something to get him, though.
Yes.
So the problem is, what are you giving up? Because the Marlins aren't just giving him away.
There's nothing the Miami Marlins want more than a left-handed hitting, pepper grinding, wonderful human being than Lars Newman.
It's going to take you more than Lars.
Sure. That's fine.
Like, their starting point is probably going to be J.J. Weatherholt.
No.
Oh.
Guys, Sandy Alcantara is their ace.
Not in my game.
He's their ace.
He's their ace.
He's had a few good starts as of late.
Yeah, guy's basically a bum.
Yeah, guys.
Lars Newbar,
has he ever done anything before? Like, has he ever won a Cy Young or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
Nah. Just don't look at the history books. You'll see it right there.
I think it's going to cost you more than what you think for Sandy Alcantara. If I'm the Marlins, I'm absolutely trying to fleece you.
Good luck. Why you got to do that? I brought a Sandy Alcantara. Now you're poo-pooing on this.
The best part about it is it's more fun when you actually make it real, though.
It is real.
Well, there's nothing real about actually getting a player
here we go.
that good. That will not happen.
Now he's got to do that. So why do we even ask the question?
Imagine if
Andrew?
I'm just saying, it's probably not going to happen.
Imagine if you have somebody like that in your system initially.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it'd have been nice if they would have had him initially in their system, Anthony.
And like another guy.
Yeah, another guy that is
like another young pitcher.
Yeah, caliber.
That stings. That's the worst. One of the worst moves ever.
Thank you. I feel like some people are like the Randy Rosarino one is wayward. No, it wasn't.
No.
Imagine if you didn't do both of those trades.
Question number 2.
All right, the Water Boy says, big engagement today. How nervous were you when you proposed or when you asked your current sweetheart out for your first date? Where did you go?
Oh, wow. So for Ashley and I, it was a kind of a different situation. I was newly separated, and I was not happy with, women in general. I was kind of angry. Not like angry, but just like, arm's length. I need to breathe here a little bit. And so Ashley and I talked for quite a while before our actual first date. And then for the first date, guarded still. I didn't know everything about her. So I said, let's do a 12:30 coffee date at Starbucks on Olive. My thought was, if I go out for drinks, you can get cloudy. You know, you make some bad decisions, do something stupid, whatever. If you go out for dinner, now you're really committed. Like, what if you don't have good chemistry? The conversation sucks, you or her, whatever it is. Now you're pot committed to dinner. And I don't mean money. I mean, like, time-wise. So I wanted to have a date that was easily capped. Got to get to the studio, got to stay. Hey, if it was 5-10 minutes, hey, great to meet you. Or if what happened was, unfortunately, she fell in love with me. What happened was the conversation was incredible. And you guys know Ashley very well, too. Like, super smart, funny, outgoing, all that stuff. And yes, I was attracted to her physically, but then to talk to her for, like, what we did. Like, then I was, like, stretching the date as much as I possibly could. I'm like, hey, that's okay. It can be without me. They're just fine. I got 15 minutes before the show's going to start. I should probably get over there. But no, that was my first date. And it was good. It was great, obviously. Now we live together. It's been 4 years.
There you have it. Kristen and I were long distance for a while. I don't know if we had an official first date. But I remember proposing, asking her parents. They told me no. I said, I'm going to do it anyways.
Did they tell you no?
Really? No.
Awesome, by the way.
Her parents are incredibly. Her dad passed away a couple years now. He was a great guy. John was a great guy. Awesome. Laid back, steady. Kind of the calming, like, presence in the family, which now that he's passed, I've tried to emulate as best I can. I have not.
You better watch. Sticking
I'm
your
not
nose
John,
in there
yeah.
with all those women.
Yeah, well.
You better be careful, Anthony.
No, John and Judy were fantastic to me. So I asked, and then when I actually did it in our condo.
What?
Lined.
The question.
The question, yes. Lined up a whole bunch of candles because she was out. She was like running errand shopping or something like that. Lined up a whole bunch of candles leading into the bedroom where I was. What I did not.
What are you doing in the bedroom?
Proposing. I was waiting for her. Jamie.
What were you wearing?
A suit. Don't you worry about it.
What kind? Birthday?
Full tux. No.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What I did not realize is how long she was going to be. So the candles kept like going out. I'm like, this is I thought she'd be back by now. She wasn't. So by the time she like got home, I finally had I heard the garage or whatever, and I got the candles all lit, whatever. And she like opened the door, and I hear her go. She goes, Anthony, where are you? I'm like. At that point, I'm like, I'm in the bedroom. Just follow the candles.
Follow the yellow brick road.
Yeah, but finally, yeah, it happened. So
there you go.
I was fortunate. So she told me no. And then, no.
And then you dug up dirt on her?
Yeah. No, she said yes.
Marcy, what about you?
Rachel and I went to this place called Up Down. It is it's like an arcade bar in the Central West End.
Nice.
We had some pizza, played some arcade games, and we were there for like 6 hours. Ended up shutting the bar down.
Nice.
We were the last people there.
Signs of a pretty good date.
Yeah, no
It was
kidding.
awesome.
Yeah, you guys must have been.
Yeah, it was really cool.
You had chemistry.
We had a lot of chemistry, so that was a fun date.
Nice.
Nice, boys. Well
good.
done.
All right, we'll continue our Sports Six Pack next on 101 ESPN.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. And I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is now.
All right, part 2 of the Sports Six-Pack is right now in the Fast Lane with Andrew Marsh, Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Marsh, I think we're on question 3, right?
That's correct.
Question 3, please.
Question number 3.
All right, we get a text message from the 636. Big Walt interview was great. He is hilarious. What other Walt stories are there that are good?
Oh, man. Walt... Yeah, he's a one of a kind. I mean, there's so many stories that are good. Walt was always a great guy, though, too. So it's like they're funny stories, but they're not like outlandish. You know, Walt was always pretty reserved, well behaved. Certainly liked to have a good time. There's no doubt. But I'm trying to think here. Well, Walt didn't like. I shouldn't say didn't like Andy Murray. Walt wasn't fond of Andy Murray, at least at the start. And I've told you guys the story where Andy Murray used to slide like a homework underneath the hotel door.
Yeah.
And I slid it back out, you know? Well, Walt rolled up a towel and like took hockey tape and put it at the bottom of his door. So Andy Murray couldn't even get it in the room. It was like, he'd crumple up. And then I guess Walt yelled something like, "Take a hint." And then he was like, "Okay." So,
You want me to take your test? I'll take your test.
yeah, pretty much. But no, Walt always had like one-liners and things like that. So it's not like a moment where you're like, "Oh boy, he did this or he did this." It's just like, just a funny.
Just always funny. Always great to be around.
We had some characters, man. Like our team was not good that year. We weren't terrible. We were not good. But we had Walt, we had myself, we had Billy Guerin, we had Dougie Waite, Dan Hino. Like we had some guys that were funny, flat out funny. Ryan Johnson was hilarious too. Like, it was a good group of dudes.
Nice.
How many of those guys do you need on a team? Can you have a full squad of just dudes with like great personality, or do you also need a little bit of a diamondback on your team to kind of keep everybody in check?
That's the Florida Panthers right now, because there's not a guy, Matthew talks openly. He's not the only one. They talk openly about like when they go on the road, like the whole team goes out to eat. And it's not a team dinner. Like they're choosing to do it. And I've been on some great teams where guys get along. Like I talk about the Red Wings all the time. I time with the Blues here. Like we go out and be like 6, 7 guys at dinner, 8 if it's like really. Panthers are going like 20 guys deep, like out to dinner.
I heard a story that I think it was Matthew that did this, where he sent some of his teammates to like this hole in the wall
a terrible restaurant. Yes.
So
they asked him for advice. He sent him to a terrible place. He's like, "How's dinner, boys?" And they're like, "Oh my God, man."
And it was kind of far away too.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. But
that would suck.
Yeah, I don't think you can ever have too many guys that get along. But you have to have abrasive personality. So like that year with the Blues, like Walt's not afraid to tell you, like that play you just made was terrible. Don't ever do that again. Billy Guerin, same thing. Dougie Waite. But you could also say the same thing to them, and they would accept the criticism. And I think that's the important part is you all hold each other accountable, but it's not personal. It's for the greater success of the group.
Yeah. I think it's a great example of what you're talking about with Florida.
Yeah. It's unreal.
Question number 4.
From the 314, are the current Cardinals a version of the mid-90s Cardinals?
Well, no.
I don't,
You go back and look at the talent on some of those mid-90s teams. That's some pretty big names.
I don't want to cop out. I obviously have a feel for this team. I'm talking about them every day. Jamie, Marsh, Carey, we're talking about them every day. We're in it. I was either in middle school or high school, depending on. I think it was in middle school in '95. I
wasn't even born yet.
Yeah, I'm not trying to cop out. I just can't compare the two.
Well, I think
if you're asking, there probably are some similarities.
Yeah, I think there are a couple similarities. You bring in a new GM, you bring in Walt Jocketty, and that's sort of when things turned around. Now, the difference is that you had a new ownership group come in as well. I don't see that happening right now. You know, I'm sure there's people out there that think the DeWitts will sell the team. Who knows? Who really knows? Or hope that they will sell the team. But
wow. I don't see that happening, by the way.
I don't either. I don't see that happening. So
just to clarify, I don't
see that happening.
Yeah.
But, you know, you could make some similarities. I think we just have to see what Chaim Bloom does. Because there were some bad years in those 90s, you know, in the mid-90s, where the team wasn't playing to the expectation of what the team was in the 80s. And I think you could make the same statement right now saying that this current version isn't playing to the same standards as they have been in the 2000s.
I will say this, and I think Lisa will back me up on this, our beloved listener Lisa. They do have a Tony La Russa-esque manager in Ali Marmol.
Lisa right now.
She just texted in.
Yeah.
Tony and Dave, Skip, get packing.
Oh, man.
I think she would agree. In fact, I stole Lisa's take on that.
She said LOL.
She just stabbed her Stalter doll.
Yeah, she did. Take this. All right, Marsh, go for it.
Question number 5.
All right, from the 314, what are the chances that Robert Thomas and or Colton Parayko make the Canadian team for the Olympics?
I think it's 100% chance that Colton Parayko makes that team. I think Robert Thomas has a 70% chance of making that team. I think that the start of the season will be huge for Robert Thomas. With the way he ended last season, if he has the same type of start, I think it's a no-brainer at that point, let alone the fact that Doug Armstrong is also involved. And if he really pushes, he can certainly get one of his players on the team. Army doesn't do that, though. He usually likes to let the players make the team on their own. But if he's asked between player A and player B, if he believes his player is better, he's going to push that player.
Question number 6.
From the 636, do you think if the general fan base wasn't so disconnected with the current team that Alec Burleson would be a St. Louis Star?
Oh, I don't. If the team wasn't so disconnected with the fan base?
Yeah, if the fan base wasn't so disconnected with the team.
Yeah, I go back to my original comment. I won't say argument, is like, who is the first player you think of when you think of the current Cardinals roster? And I don't think if you polled 20 people, I don't think Alec Burleson is the first name. I think it's Wynn. I think you'd get Contreras. I think you'd get
Brendan Donovan.
I think you would get Jordan Walker. People would be like, "Oh, Jordan Walker," even though he's not the face of the team. I think Alec Burleson would be their like third or fourth player that they say.
Yeah, I would say Mason Wynn, 1.
Brendan Donovan would be
probably 2. Then
Contreras. Yeah. Even though Burleson's outperforming a lot of the guys, it's just I just don't see him yet. Like there where you're like, oh, it's Burley's team, you know?
Maybe 5th, Miles.
We got through 6 questions, Anthony. Good job.
Yes, we did. All right. Our biggest question of the day centers on some mic drops. So we'll get to that next. We'll refresh the biggest question of the day and the mic drop question next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals take on the Pirates tonight. Andre Palante on the mound going up against Mitch Keller. First pitch is at 6:45. If you have missed anything from today's show, including our interview with Keith Tkachuk, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our interviews and all of our shows. And it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. We have our biggest question of the day coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by
Saliga
Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
Biggest question of the day, brought to you by Mentality. Our patients experience a 30% increase in testosterone levels. Reclaim your health at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Well, before we get to our biggest question of the day and some mic drops, Jamie, we've got some interesting news.
What are you talking about?
Going on in Major League Baseball.
Oh, what's going on?
For some reason, Major League Baseball decided to suspend first baseman Willson Contreras, who has received a 6-game suspension and an undisclosed fine for his actions during the bottom of the 7th inning last night. The suspension of Contreras was to begin tonight. However, Contreras has elected to appeal.
Yes.
My question is, 6 games for what?
The only thing I can think of, there were 2 things. One, I think the throwing the gum out, anytime you throw anything on the field is probably frowned upon.
Littering, probably.
But yeah, probably. But
Littering and? I probably shouldn't say it.
Probably not. Yeah, so I think the gum/candy, whatever the heck it is, the high chew there. And I think the bat. I think him throwing the bat.
I guess he did throw a bat, didn't he?
If he doesn't hit Brant Brown there, then who does he hit? Like, was he throwing it towards the umpire? Like, I don't know. I just can't imagine the league is thrilled with a player just throwing the bat at any point.
No.
So that would be my only thing. I still think 6 games is a little rough, which is probably why Contreras is appealing it.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't either. I thought.
And I don't have to agree.
I thought we'd just play on, you know.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. All right, Marsh. The biggest question of the day centers on something that you posed earlier, or at least a texter did, when they asked whether or not this for the Cardinals, this current Cardinals, and really Busch Stadium and how people have decided to show up in dressed as red seats.
Yes.
Is this the low point? Is this the low point for the franchise? Andrew chimed in first.
Nope, I don't think this is rock bottom. Because technically, the rock bottom was when they hit 91 losses a couple years ago.
What?
But to be honest, I think it's going to get even worse than that. The only thing that's going to get me back in that stadium is if maybe they put some Raising Canes in the concourse somewhere.
Whoa! That's our guy, Andrew.
Yes, it is.
Who drops us some Raising Canes every year on Chris Duncan's birthday, which we greatly appreciate.
Yes, we do.
Do you guys think it'll get worse?
No.
This season?
Okay.
Define worse.
Yeah, because I saw this earlier. Somebody in the Snake Pit was like, well, it could always get worse. You win 70 games. I mean, from a win-loss standpoint, sure. Mm-hmm. But that stadium was empty last night.
Yeah. It was pretty nice out last night, too.
Now, school's in session and, all the other excuses.
It's a beautiful night, too. Like,
but,
man, you get
wow.
to, like, the 75, 77 sunshine, Busch Stadium. Like, it should be.
I counted 4 people in the stands.
It was slightly more than that, but you're not far off.
Yeah.
I take the over, but just barely.
Barely.
Not great at all.
All right, let's hear from Ed next. Ed.
Is this rock bottom for the Cards? Probably not. They've still got all their extra business deals, like across the street. They have seats over there that I'm sure they're filling all the time. and it's right outside the stadium, so that's all they worry about. Now, rock bottom for me, because I don't think it is for the Cards. I think this is good for them. I think this is a good learning time for them to come together as a team and be a good, young, adjusted team. But we don't know what management will do. But rock bottom for me is if I showed up to the stadium, and not that the seats were empty, but that the stand with the bacon wrap hot dogs, if that was empty,
that'd be tough.
I'd have a problem, because I don't go to the games. Play is fun. I'm a Royals fan. I'll go to the Royals games. I don't go there to watch talent. I go there for the food. When I first moved here, I was upset that the stadium didn't have chili cheese fries. You can get over that, but they have a bunch of other really good things, including these bacon wrapped hot dogs that you can get them any which way from Sunday. So that's my rock bottom. They start taking away my food. Mess with the team all you want. I don't go to the games anyway. Just once a year as a Christmas present. Thanks, guys. Love you. Talk to you later. Bye.
That was the one and only bacon wrap wiener.
Yes.
Snake bit. That's Ed. And well said, Ed, all the way across.
It is tough, though, I'm sure, for the people that actually work at Busch Stadium. When there's not a lot of people, they're not making as much money.
No, they're not. You're right. Everybody suffers, Marshy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, which is why this team needs to get off its dead ass and do something.
I mean, that's tough. I did go to a game.
Am I wrong?
I don't think you're wrong.
I went to a game like a month or so ago, and there were a few, little spots where I'm like, I don't know is that open? I don't know.
How much money did you spend that night?
Oh, wow. I have no idea. Probably more than I wanted to.
Over or under 100?
Oh, over 100.
Over or under 200?
Under.
Oh, yeah, that's your part of the problem. You're not spending enough money when you're down there.
I was hungry.
How the hell can they go get a starting pitcher when you won't spend over $200?
Seriously.
It's disgusting.
I mean, are you kidding me right now?
You call yourself a fan.
Damn. I should just give them my whole next check.
We get a
start.
Yeah, we get a number 4, number 5 starter for some of that. But
Anthony, you can give me the check that they write for you, right?
Absolutely.
We'll just use that.
A lot of those checks are bouncing these days.
Yeah, I was about to say. They stopped coming in. And they stopped coming in because of you.
This is all my fault.
Jamie and I are doing our part.
I know. Jamie, last time he was at a game, Adam Wainwright got his 200th win.
Yeah, exactly.
Was that the last time you went to a game?
Yep.
That was 2 years ago.
No, I went last year.
Oh, okay.
I went last year. So,
What did you see last year?
what did I do last year?
What game?
I don't know.
I don't know if you went last year.
No, I did. I know. I definitely went last year because we brought Ashley's boys to the game.
Oh, okay.
Actually, we brought Reed to the game for his birthday or something like that. Yeah, I can't remember if they won or lost, though. I would say they lost.
I only went to one game this year. It was Girl Scout night. Madeline walked around the track, the warning track.
That's pretty cool.
In the 7th inning. Yeah. And they beat
the
Brewers.
Brewers. Of course they did.
They beat the Brewers that night.
You should go to more games, Anthony. Maybe they'll win more.
You know what's interesting? When I first moved here, I would go to like a couple of Cardinals games a year. They always won every single time. My God, I am the problem.
You're the problem.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just realized that.
Well, you're both the problem because Anthony goes and they win, but they still need starting pitching, and that's where you're the problem because you're not spending enough money.
Jamie's right.
Gotcha.
Jamie is right. Holy smokes.
And I'm kind of the problem overall because I just don't go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm going to show them.
He doesn't go enough. You don't go at all.
Yeah.
I don't go enough for them.
Yeah.
to
We're all
win.
guilty.
We're all guilty.
Sounds like it's rock bottom.
Yep.
For us or the
100%.
Cardinals?
Well,
all of us. Because we're all in it together.
We're a part of the problem.
We are. We are, Rob.
I can't wait till this season's over. I'm just going to say it.
Okay.
I'm excited for the season to be over.
Wow, that
Is
hurts.
that bad?
No.
Yeah. Coming from you, Marshy, it's bad because I
Actually,
know how much
that's true.
you love your Cardinals.
I do. I love them.
Leads me to believe like you're hurting more inside than we know.
I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm ready for the Blues. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are ready for the NHL to start up.
Hold on
because
here.
they gave us hope.
Okay, but time out. Your Cyclones just had a big win.
Oh, yeah, they did. Yeah, and the Vikings are starting up here.
You got a lot to
another
look
week or
forward
so.
to.
I think maybe that's why.
Who do your Cyclones have this week?
I believe it's South Dakota.
Oh, so that's perfect for you.
Yeah.
Because you hate them guys.
No, I don't really care about them.
Oh.
More so Hate
South Dakota State.
North Dakota State.
North Dakota
Yeah,
State.
the Bison.
Son of, I knew it was one of the directional schools in Dakota.
And now we have one of their former quarterbacks on my Minnesota Vikings, and Carson Wentz. Anthony, you might lend me those socks that you have.
No problem.
I have to wear them.
Might be QB1 soon.
Yeah.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
You said last year if I said Sam Darnold, you'd be like, yeah, don't say that. And you're fine with it.
No,
I was okay with Darnold.
I saw he had one good drive with San Francisco, and I said, this is going to be a good football team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what do you know? I was right. Until the final 2 weeks of the season.
Oh, man. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We'll wrap up the show next.
Anthony, sometimes we don't realize that things are changing, especially as we get older. And I know for myself, I went through a period of time where things were not great, but I thought it's just going to work my way through it. You know, the energy drinks, that'll solve it. That solved nothing, by the way.
Yeah, sustainable energy, right?
Yeah, no, not at all, actually. And then our guy BT said to me, hey, man, why don't you go check out Mentality? Got a great group of people over there. I did it. Walked in, board-certified physician, sat down with me. They listened to what I was going through. They knew right away what was going on, but they did the blood panel. And then they found out low in testosterone, vitamin B, vitamin D. Anyways, so they put me on my own program. And now, since being on that program, I feel much better, accomplishing more and more energy. And I know you're experiencing a lot of the same things.
I wish I did it sooner. I wish you figured it out and dragged me down there sooner. It's your fault.
Never mind.
I feel great.
No more praise.
And I could have been feeling great for longer than I have been.
I apologize.
Fortunately, Jamie did bring me down there. And at first you're like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not, it's easy. You do get to the point where you're like, why wasn't I doing this sooner? Because you do feel great. Forget the energy drinks. I was doing the same thing. Coffee's everywhere. No, it's fantastic, right? You go down there, you talk to the board-certified physicians. Mentality's got two different locations, one in Chesterfield, one in South County. They talk to you about how you're feeling. Well, if you're run down, if you're experiencing kind of the mood swings, you're not getting into the gym, you got the increased belly fat and all that stuff, and you're just, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I want to feel better. Mentality's there to help. So tell them Jamie and Anthony sent you down there. You can also visit mentalityhealth.com/radio right now to book your appointment. Either way, do something about it. You'll feel fantastic. You'll look better. And here's the other thing, too. You'll start to be the better partner, spouse, dad who keeps up. You'll love it. It's Mentality. miss anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or on your 101 ESPN Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's mobile app. All the podcasts, of course, brought to you by that's Schaefer Door Company. Time to find out whatever you learn, starting with Andrew Marsh.
I learned that Big Walt is hilarious, and the chirping is not just something for the locker room, but it also can be something that is on the radio waves as he chirped the you-know-what out of Anthony Stalter today.
Yes, he did. Boy, he got me. I thought we had a connection, but instead...
Wow, it's going to be awfully tough with a non-athletic person like yourself.
Oh, wow.
Do you think he saw the film?
I don't know, man. I think he just went right for the jugular.
Yeah.
He left it exposed, though.
He did. Do you think he took maybe offense to the fact that I called him and I basically the same person?
Probably.
Jamie, what did you learn?
I learned that there are monarch butterflies east of the Rockies that fly down to Mexico.
Yeah.
Transvolcanic area.
Apparently.
Yeah. That's what I learned today.
What I learned is that I actually did retain something from my schooling, specifically reading. Lenny and George, two characters of Mice and Men. That fired me up.
You were excited. You're happy. You needed it, too.
My brain was like, I don't know. I don't know if I can help you here. And then at the last seconds, the light bulb came on.
Not to be confused with the band of Mice and Men.
No.
Different.
That's different.
Way different.
All right, Marsh. What do you got for us?
Yeah, we got a text from none other than Grant Francis Fan Club. Although I certainly clashed with you in the first 30 minutes, it was a good show today.
Oh boy, Grant Francis Fan Club.
Jamie and Grant Francis Fan Club were very respectable to each other, but they were on opposite sides.
I just didn't know if he understood English or not for a while.
Whoa!
No, I'm not being mean. Because what I was saying and what he was hearing was substantially different, I think. And so I just think that because we have a relationship via the text line for quite a while now, and he's very active in there.
Yeah, very loyal.
It was very easy for us to agree to disagree. And that was fine because, Anthony, contrary to popular belief here in America, you're allowed to agree to disagree. And I find out every day that maybe that's not true. Some people don't want you to disagree with them at all on anything.
It's not what I hear on social media.
No, don't go there. No.
It's time for the Fast Lane's 3 Stars of the Day. Presented by Circus Sports Illinois. Sports betting the way it should be.
All right, our third star of the day goes out to High Chew.
Yeah, they got to get off that high chew. Then maybe they'll start winning games.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
Second star of the day, we're going to give it to Anthony's proposal.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Love that story.
Worked out well.
Yeah. First star of the day goes out to Big Walt.
Big Walt.
Yeah.
Even though he did crush my athletic ability.
Yeah, but you kind of asked for it.
I opened the door.
You did?
Yeah, I opened the door. He slammed it. Yeah, no,
he sure did.
No doubt about it. Yeah, but my question I thought was a good one. How do I turn Killian
but
Lincoln
you were
into...
assuming that it's just super easy. It's just kind of a crap sandwich.
Jamie.
Yeah.
If I want to, put a roof on the house, I go to roofers. If I want hockey players in the NHL, they're my sons, I go to Walt.
Yeah, good idea.
See ya.